Morning.
I believe when we broke on Friday, we talked a little bit about the relationship between your father and your mother. And you described it, I think, as good as you had ever been hopeful, something like that.
Yes, correct.
Was that the case even when you were getting those text messages from Bella and your mom and yourself when she would go out after your father had died?
Yes.
And you explained, I think, what your feeling was about that?
Yes.
You cleared that up with Bella?
Yes.
And you were on good terms with your mother?
Yes.
Did there an issue come up, Jessica, involving the cars in terms of how Monica and the family would deal with the car situation once Fabio was dead?
Yes.
Now, the car that she had been driving was the Ford 150 black truck, is that correct?
Correct.
And did she try to continue on with that lease?
Yes.
Was she unable to do so because it was not in her name but in Fabio's name?
Correct.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, she would have had to buy the truck back at a very high price. Is that correct?
Objection, speculation.
How long?
To my knowledge, yes.
So do you recall what she had decided to do regarding the truck?
No, she just came home with the Mustang.
And told you what about it?
That is-
Objection, hearsay.
Same.
Well, they've got into all of Ms. Sementilli's comments about the truck, the other truck.
Same on 356? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so as a result, and you're right, we've had a lot of testimony from car dealers and so forth. Ended up, she wasn't able to keep the truck, correct?
Correct.
And in place of that, she bought the Mustang, correct?
Correct.
Now, who was driving the family cars at that time? What were you driving?
I was driving the red Mustang, my mother the F-150, then the other Mustang. Isabella was driving the Fiat.
Okay. And what about the Porsche? Did anyone want to keep the Porsche after it had been the scene of the murder?
No, because it was sticks, so none of us could drive it.
So was that sold back to the dealership? Or turned in?
I'm not sure what happened.
But it was turned in?
Correct.
Okay. And you don't know when it was turned in whether there was a lease payment or any other payment due because it was turned in?
Correct.
Now, the Mustang you were driving, just so it's clear, what year-old Mustang was that?
2007.
So by this time it was 10 years old, is that correct?
Correct.
So you got the worst car of the three, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Did something happen after that to the Fiat that Bella was driving?
Yes, there was an accident.
Was Bella?
Correct.
She was okay?
No, the airbag hurt her arm. She was in a sling for a little bit.
Approximately how long did that occur after your father's death?
Not very long after, a few months.
And what happened to the vehicle, the Fiat?
It was totaled, and insurance, I believe, paid for, or helped pay for another one.
Okay. So now she was driving a newer Fiat, is that correct?
Same model.
Same model. Okay. And that was the result of the insurance company having covered the vehicle. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And again, during this time period, before the arrest of your mother, the family, that is Fabio's family, was being very helpful and consoling you and your sister and your mom throughout this. Is that correct?
Before the arrest, yes.
And did Morella ever come out and speak over after your father was killed?
Yeah, we had the whole family came, and everyone was staying with us.
About how long were they staying with you?
I'm not sure. I know Morella did come a separate time, just her.
And again, to help and be of whatever assistance they could be to deal with this.
Correct.
At some time when they were there, and the rest of the family at times was there as well, Luigi and others, correct?
Correct.
There were other cousins you had, prior children of Fabio. Can you describe who was there for the family?
Luigi, my cousins Vanessa, Daniel, Anthony, Morella,
Who are those three? Angel, you said?
and Anthony, Daniel. They're the children of Loredana, and Vanessa is the child of Morella.
Okay, so these were from Fabio's first marriage and other relatives?
The ones I just mentioned are Fabio's nieces and nephews. Luigi's the only child of Fabio's prior marriage.
Very well. And at some time, did you see your mother up in the closet or the bedroom area where Fabio slept and she and Fabio lived, and let those cousins and so forth have a choice if they wanted to keep any of Fabio's clothes as a memento to them or a reminder of him? Can you tell us how that worked?
Yes, we were all standing in the hallway of the bedrooms, and everyone was going through my dad's drawers and taking things like sweaters and shirts to give away to them because for memories.
There were little tools up there, were there?
No, the tools were in the garage.
And what about, were you aware that your father owned a Rolex watch
Yes,
that was not taken in the robbery and murder?
correct.
And who got that?
Luigi.
Did he request that?
I'm not sure.
But was it given to him?
Yes,
And did he, for any reason, not want to have it?
not to my knowledge.
He was happy that he was getting it as a memento from his father. Isn't that a fair statement?
Yes, I believe so.
Let's turn now, if we could, Jessica, to the issue of the burial of your father. Came up in some of the testimony we've had previous. Was there a decision that had to be made as to whether your father would be cremated or not?
Yes,
Objection. We discussed this.
Let me see the count, set it on. Go ahead.
Thank you. Jessica, was there a time when a decision had to be made on whether Fabio was going to be cremated or not?
yes,
Do you recall how that decision was made?
yes.
Can you tell us?
Yes, it was a conversation between myself, my mother, my sister, and my brother. Luigi, correct.
And was that because the issue had arisen? How did it come that you were the ones who were making that decision?
I don't believe there was an issue that arose. It was just, talking to each other and seeing what we agreed on, if we wanted him buried or cremated, and we decided on cremation.
And was there a specific reason you recall?
Yes, because my dad always would mention, when I'm gone one day, I don't want to rot in the ground. When I'm gone one day, I don't want to be buried with my hands across my chest. And he would say these in passing.
So was your belief, speaking of yourself, that he preferred to be cremated rather than buried without being cremated?
Objection, Williams.
Yes,
And was that agreed upon by the four of you?
yes,
And in fact, was Fabio cremated?
yes.
And his remains were, however, taken back to Canada. Is that correct?
Yes, he remains in Canada.
And where are his remains now?
In a cemetery in Vaughan, Ontario. I'm not sure what it's called.
Okay. But it's in a place where you can go and visit and honor him. Is that correct?
Correct.
There's been some conversation about the song "My Way." Did you know whether or not your father liked that song or not?
Yes, it's one of his favorite songs.
How did you know that?
Because he had albums of Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and Elvis Presley, and every time we did karaoke in the backyard, my dad sang "My Way."
As a result of that, do you recall your mother ever singing that song or portions of it at one of the events that took place following Fabio's death?
Yes.
Do you recall which occasions that was?
Yes, it was a Lifetime Achievement celebration
Where was that?
in Toronto, I believe.
Were you there?
No.
How did you become aware of that performance?
My family sent me videos of it.
And at that performance, did your mother sing "My Way"?
Yes.
And was Morella there?
Yes.
And how was she reacting, if you saw in the video, to the singing of My Way?
She's smiling and crying in happiness, happy tears.
And clapping?
Objection, speculation.
Happy tears will be stricken.
She was seen clapping and smiling.
Yes.
Everyone up on the stage was clapping and smiling.
Yes.
Did you ever hear any criticism by anyone of Fabio's family or anyone else to your mom singing My Way at that time?
No.
Did she sing it on one other occasion here or locally in California?
Not to my knowledge that I can remember right now.
Your mom had a sweatshirt that belonged to Fabio, is that correct?
Correct.
For how long did she wear that sweatshirt after he died?
Months. She carried that around with her everywhere.
Is it fair to say then that up to a certain point, the family, your family, Fabio's family, were all grieving together over the loss of your father?
Yes.
Was there some time when that changed?
Yes.
What happened?
The day my mother was arrested, in the leading days after that, there was lots of fights and arguments.
Do you know
Because,
what they're about?
well, one of them was about my father's property at his office and them wanting it, but it wasn't my decision to make, and it became a huge fight.
Who wanted it?
Morella.
Go on.
It became a huge fight and tensions arose between all of us, and I understood their anger, not their actions, and that's why we stopped talking.
Anything else?
Yes.
Like,
Morella called me a bitch and a cunt.
what did you say to her? She asked you any questions about your father and his death?
Sorry.
Did she ask you any questions how you felt about your father's death?
Yes, it seemed that she insinuated I was not as hurt as she was about my father's death.
Did she ask you how you felt about your mother being arrested?
No, never.
Did you tell her whether or not you believed your mother was innocent or not?
Yes,
What did you tell her?
that I believe she's innocent.
And how did that react to the family?
I don't know how they all reacted, but Morella was irate with anger.
Because you felt you stood by your mother.
Yes,
How did that play out?
just lots of fighting, and we just stopped speaking to each other.
Is that still to this day?
Yes,
So that's lasted how long?
8 years.
Have you reached out in any way to try to heal some of those wounds?
To my brother.
And to any effect?
Yes.
So you and your brother now are on speaking terms?
Yes.
What about Morella and the rest of your family?
Objection, relevance.
No.
Go ahead, 1 minute, John.
So, Jessica, as the defense has been asking you questions, you've been talking to them now for 7, 8 years, right?
Correct.
Did you talk to them after you testified?
Yesterday?
When you testified on Friday?
Oh, sorry. No.
After court, on the weekend, you never had any conversation with them?
After court, we talked about my phone number being leaked, but that was it.
Okay. So some of these things that you're bringing up, though, you've never told the police any of this. And first about, in fact, you've never stated that anywhere about the cremation that you just testified to, right?
Correct.
So you knew that that was part of some testimony that came out during this trial, that your dad had not indicated he wanted to be cremated.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
So did you know that your dad, through the trial, it came out in testimony that your dad had indicated he did not want to be cremated?
No, I did not know that.
All right, so that topic then, when was the first time you told anyone this story about your dad and sitting with family members wanting to be cremated?
Years ago, when we retained Leonard, when they were first asking us questions.
So you reviewed the reports that they gave you, but it's nowhere in there.
No, I don't know.
Would you like to see their reports?
Sure.
And do you know which time that was? Because you interviewed with them on August 29th, 2017? You interviewed with them October 15th, 2021, and you interviewed with them January 6th, 2022. Do you know which one?
No.
Okay. I'll let you take a look at those then. That refresh your recollection?
Yes.
So it's nowhere in these reports.
Correct.
Okay. But you have a memory of some time telling the defense that,
Yes.
but you don't know when.
I don't know when.
Same topic of your dad loving this song, I Did It My Way. When did that come up?
Over the years of us talking,
You talking with who?
with the defense.
Okay, and that's nowhere in any of these reports either.
No.
Okay, but your testimony today is that was one of your dad's favorite songs?
Yes.
And you sat with your family members, Luigi there as well. Luigi was part of that conversation?
To my knowledge, yes. That I remember.
When did that happen?
When Dad first was killed.
Okay, so with Luigi, you talked about the fact that he wanted to be cremated, and Luigi was there.
Yes, to my knowledge.
And then Luigi was also familiar with that I Did It My Way was one of your dad's favorite songs.
I don't know if he was familiar with it or not.
But again, that was the conversations with the defense at some time not documented anywhere.
Yes.
Then at the Lifetime Achievement Award, you didn't go to that one. That's the one that was in Toronto, correct?
Correct.
But you watched a video of it.
Correct.
And your interpretation of that video is that everyone was clapping and smiling and happy when your mom sang, I Did It My Way.
Yes, and you could see that.
You could see that because at that point your mom hadn't been charged yet with the murder of your dad.
Correct.
So people were happy hearing that song that she sang, I Did It My Way. Did you ever hear or see your mom sing that song after she was charged with murder?
No, maybe.
Maybe?
This is a really weird question, I think.
Well, did you visit your mom over the years, like routinely in custody?
Yes.
You went and visited her?
Yes.
Did that ever come up again, that song?
Not
Object, Your Honor, that's irrelevant.
It's overruled.
not that I can recall.
And when you visited your mom in jail, were a lot of these conversations, did you update your mom about this divide that started happening between the family?
Of course.
And you felt that you weren't being treated fairly by Fabio's side of the family? Is that
Treated
fair to say?
unfairly, yes.
Okay, were you angry at them as well?
Of course.
And is it fair that if Morella said things to you, you were saying things back?
Of course.
Okay, so, and that was because you're standing with your mother?
Yes, and I was 18 years old.
That's fine.
Yes.
You were standing with your mother, and you still stand with your mother.
Yes.
And you don't want to believe that your mother killed your father.
Correct.
And it was hard for you then.
That's argumentative, Your Honor. Call for conclusion.
It's overruled.
So was it difficult for you to see your brother and your father's side of the family not believing your mother anymore? That was hard for you.
Yes.
Okay, so that caused a big divide, and to this day you still have this divide.
Correct.
And it affected your relationship with your brother as well.
Yes.
Your mother's side of the family, that's Anna and then your grandmother, you're still close with them.
Yes.
Okay. And the three of you over the years visited your mother while she was in custody.
Yes.
And is that on a regular basis?
Yes. Well, them no, but my sister and I, yes.
Okay. But they went and visited your mom as well?
Yes, but not regularly, but yes.
When they were in town?
Yes.
Also, your mom's other friends, Elise, Faye, you ended up not liking them anymore as well, right?
Right, because they're slandering my mom online.
And you didn't like anything that they were saying on Facebook or Instagram. It was upsetting you as well.
Correct.
All right. Now, when we talked yesterday, a little bit about, you touched on, I just wanted to go back. The time that you found Rob in your bed, you had testified that, I think you thought you were out of high school, but were you actually in high school at that time?
I'm going to object. This was not raised on cross-examination.
If it was 2016 in the summer, I don't remember when this happened, but if it was in the summer, then I had graduated already.
All right. Back then, though, did you tell the officers that you were in high school when this happened?
I don't remember.
We're looking at a transcript, refresh your recollection.
Yes.
And this is the February 21, 2017 interview, page 81 through 82. Let's let you take a read here from line 13 to the bottom and go into the next page. Okay. Is that where?
Yes.
So you were in high school at the time.
Yes.
And I'm talking about the time when you found Rob in your mom's bed.
Correct.
And that was also the time, as you testified, that your dad was out of town.
Correct.
Did you tell Deborah Obad that your mom told you not to tell your dad what you had found?
Go roll.
Sorry, can you repeat the question
Did
again?
you have a conversation with Deborah Obad and tell her that your mom told you not to tell your dad that you had found Rob in her bed?
I don't remember.
Do you remember Rob coming to the wake or the memorial that was at your house 6 days later, January 29th, 2017?
I'll allow council to reopen on this area.
Did you see Rob at the wake at your house or the memorial at your house January 29th, 2017?
Yes.
Did you see him out of place there?
No, there was a bunch of other friends and stuff that were there.
And did you have friends there?
Yes.
I believe my next in order is
232.
232. If I may mark a photograph, friends and family photo gathered January 29, 2017.
Very well.
Is this photo then, do you recognize that photo?
Yes.
And what is that photo?
That's my sister, my cousin Vanessa, myself, my best friend Haley, and my other friend Selena eating In-N-Out at our kitchen table.
Okay, is that you in the middle then?
Yes.
And that is on January 29, 2017.
Yes.
You guys are all wearing In-N-Out hats and have burgers. Did you have a separate food there than the rest of everybody?
Probably, yeah.
All right. Do you remember anything about Rob Baker being at that memorial?
Not really. I was with my friends.
Do you remember him when he came or when he left or anything of any significance?
No.
Moving to the date of the murder earlier in the day, if I may Marcus Peoples 233, it is an individual text change starting with ha-ha from Jesse.
All right.
And your number's been redacted. This text chain then with your mother, we went through some previously on Friday, but this was previous to that at 3:40 and 29 seconds. Is that the text your mom sent you, don't be late for babysitting?
Yes.
And then you responded, I won't, LOL, at 3:41.
Yes.
So that timing, then you left right after that to go babysit Deborah Obad's child, Max.
Yes.
Previous to this text that your mom's saying don't be late for babysitting, did she call you?
I don't remember.
All right, I have it. If I may mark as people's 234, it is a page from the Celebrate report starting at line 475.
Very good.
And showing you this then, again, here's your text on line 480 where your mother says don't be late for babysitting and you said I won't, LOL. Right before that, at 3:37, before your mother sent that text, she called you.
Okay.
Does that spark your memory that she gave you a call?
I don't really remember.
All right, well, there's no answer, so you didn't answer, but do you remember receiving a missed call from your mom prior to you going to babysit?
I mean, I see that it's here, but personally, I didn't remember.
So she was just reminding you then to be out of the house and make sure you make it to babysit?
Because I was always late.
Okay. She didn't want you to be late.
Correct.
And you think you were babysitting around 4?
Yeah.
And the final topic, when the defense had asked you some questions about when you got to the scene, when you first got there, you testified on Friday that a fireman told you that your mom had, that your dad had been killed, correct?
Yes.
Did you tell the police that you actually didn't know until you got in the house and your mom and sister told you?
I know on the transcript that I said that, but I remember it differently. I remember the fireman, before I even walked in the door, saying that. And then immediately when I got in the door, my mom and my sister are saying the same thing. So it was a traumatic day, and I don't remember what happened first.
Okay, I got it. When you interviewed with the defense team on August 29th, 2017, you walked through again what happened that day when you first walked in, correct?
Correct.
Do you remember what your mom said to you when you walked in the door?
No.
Did you tell the defense team in your report, August 29th, 2017, that your mom said they killed him?
Yes.
Who was they? Who did you think they were?
The knock-knock burglars that the detectives were telling us.
Okay, well, the detectives hadn't met with you guys yet, right?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, my mom thinks it's strangers, so they as in she doesn't know.
So when you walked in and your mom said they killed him, you didn't know who they was, right?
Correct.
So you didn't know anything about knock-knock burglars, correct?
Correct.
Your mom had not been told about, to your knowledge, about any knock-knock burglars. This just happened, right?
Correct.
But she used the plural, they killed him.
Correct.
All right, thank you. I have no more questions.
Yes, Your Honor. Before you got to your mom, first of all, you were notified by Deborah Obed to get over there. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you recall what she said?
She said go home.
And when you went home, who did you first come in contact with?
To my knowledge, the firefighter.
Okay. And you spoke to the firefighter?
I didn't speak to him. He just said that your father's dead, and I walked inside.
And then who did you speak to?
Isabella and my mom.
And who did you speak to first, Isabella or your mom?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And there was a lot of blood and a lot of wounds there. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let me ask you this. You were asked questions about what was in the notes that we had taken of our interviews of yours. You remember that?
Yes.
And the question was, why wasn't cremation brought up? Remember that?
Yes.
Well, isn't it true that at the time, nobody thought cremation was going to be an issue in this case, correct?
Correct.
You thought everyone understood that it was going to be cremation,
Yes.
correct? You didn't know that coming into this trial, people would testify for the prosecution from the other side of the family that he didn't want cremation and it was never his decision. Remember that?
Yes.
And then we brought it up with you here on testimony here today, correct?
Yes.
And did you tell us the truth about whose decision it was?
Yes.
And was it true that it was yours and your sister's and Luigi's decision?
Yes.
Along with your mom?
Yes.
That there was no dispute about that or argument about that?
Not to my knowledge.
As far as this text from your mom, were you often late going to Deborah's house to babysit?
Yes.
So on this occasion, you got a text message from her saying don't be late, is that right?
Yes.
And then you didn't get any phone calls from her, did you?
Not that I remembered.
And what was shown to you, if I could have that. If you look at this, there's an outgoing call here that is at 3:37:59, and it's got 000 at the top. You see that?
Yes.
You know what that means?
I didn't answer.
Correct. So as far as you know, you didn't get another call from your mother, or any call from your mother, correct?
Objection states the testimony.
So,
Right.
you got a text saying don't be late, meaning you were in your house still, correct?
Yes.
And you were going to Deborah's. How long were you at Deborah's?
I think an hour and a half.
Were there times when you would go to Deborah's and only babysit for a short period because she just needed you to watch the child while she ran an errand or something?
Correct.
Was there any set time, length, minimum that you would go there for or stay there for?
No, not really a set time.
Was it all random?
Yeah.
So there's no way of your mom having known that when you went there to babysit, when you would finish and come back.
Correct.
And at no time then did she call you and actually speak to you on the phone and try to find out if you were still there, did
Correct.
she? And your phone was on, you could have easily been reached, is that correct?
Yes.
In the same way with the song My Way, until we got to trial here, did you think there was going to be any controversy concerning the song My Way?
No.
Had it always been your dad's favorite song?
One of them, yeah.
And was that why it was sung a few times after his death at various events?
I believe so.
Did anybody from the family complain about that to you or anybody else?
No.
So the only problems occurred when after she was arrested and you made it clear that you were standing by her and didn't believe she was guilty.
Correct.
Everything changed then.
Yes.
Thank you, Anna.
Any further?
No.
Showing you the first one dated August 14th, where it starts out, I will see you in a few hours. Once again, is this one of the letters that was recovered from the defendant's cell or from Mr. Baker's after it was sent?
Yes.
And in this particular letter, again, does the defendant talk about going, taking a bus to Van Nuys? To you, yes?
Yes.
To your knowledge, did this case start out in the Van Nuys courthouse for the first couple of appearances?
Yes, it did.
And once again, does this letter appear to contain lipstick prints along with the same type of codes we saw last week, ride or die on my mind with the signature Mrs. Robert Baker?
Correct.
Looking at the next one, which appears to be 11 pages in length and is dated August 9th. It looks like maybe and 10th.
Yes.
Starting out again with that same type of code, LOML.
Yes, love of my life.
And further down, does the defendant talk about that she's going to change her name from Sementilli?
Yes, she does.
And is that something that you also overheard in jail conversations or lockup conversations between the defendant and Robert Baker?
Yes.
Once again, on the 11th page, at the end, does the defendant sign this letter, yours eternally, Monica/Madonna Baker?
She does.
Showing you another letter that appears to have an envelope that is addressed to the defendant from something Baker in Cascade. Is that the same location where the North County Correctional Facility is located that we talked about last week?
Yes, and I recognize as well the booking number after Baker, 5016213.
This one here?
Correct.
And the defendant's booking number?
That's correct.
And in the course of this letter that was sent to the defendant recovered from her cell, did Mr. Baker again indicate the protocols
That we and everyone has in place.
keeps us from remotely accessing or discussing this craziness, correct?
Yes, correct.
Another letter that is 6 pages in length. This one appears to have the date of August 8th at the top. Again, in this letter from the defendant to Robert Baker, does she use again the term "my baby" that we saw in some of the other letters last week,
Yes,
with the same type of codes that we talked about last week?
correct.
And further down on the front page, what's highlighted, did the defendant indicate, "I'm crazy about you and I will go to the ends of the earth to feel your kiss again"?
She did.
And on the last page, again, do we see that same code for ride or die in the other phrases, love Monica Baker for eternity?
Yes.
A 4-page letter from Robert Baker to Mrs. Baker, soulmate, saint, bestie.
Yes.
Is this again one of the letters that was recovered from the defendant's cell?
Either Robert Baker's or Monica Sementilli's, I don't recall.
And here, does Robert Baker indicate you may be the happiest
The proudest.
and proudest man in this world when you accepted me as your true man, even husband,
Your husband.
your husband. Thank you. And on the last page, right above the signature line, where it's highlighted, did he indicate to her, "You are my love of my life, my all, my wife for all time, love you with all
Yes.
your H." For
Correct.
husband?
Correct.
Are these a sampling of many such letters that were recovered from either the defendant's cell or from Robert Baker's cell as examples of kites passed to one another?
I'm going to object, also speculation, this argument.
Overruled.
Yes.
Showing you what's been previously marked as People's 177, this screenshot of an email from Detective Parshall. Was this screenshot also found when you did your review of the Celebrate reports on the SD card found in Robert Baker's Ford Expedition, item 157?
It was.
Also, pursuant to a subpoena, did you review voicemails that were left by the defendant to Procter & Gamble with respect to stock options and restricted stock units?
I did.
Your Honor, I have a stipulation.
Stipulation Stipulation remarked as 236.
Yes, thank you.
Go ahead.
Stipulation, voicemails by defendant to Procter & Gamble Company equity programs. The recorded voicemail messages contained in People's Exhibit 158, which is the flash drive, Your Honor, were received by the Procter & Gamble Company, P&G, and forwarded as emails to the Procter & Gamble email address for P&G's Equity Awards program, which includes stock options and restricted stock units. 1. The 34-second long message identified as exhibit, can the audio be marked, please, as part of 230? Oh, maybe you want them separate. You want it as 237 and then the transcript's 238?
Yes.
237. Audio, 238. Transcript was recorded on February 13, 2017 at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The P&G voicemail system identified the phone number that left the voicemail as the Sementilli residence at 818-854-6055. The 40-second long message identified. Do you want me to mark it as a subsequent number, or do you want me to continue it?
Is part of 237 or talking about something else?
It's another one. There's two. There's three altogether. Two more.
All right, we'll mark that separately. 238.
239.
I'm sorry, that was my fault. 239,
Thank you. Identified as the audio in Exhibit 239 was recorded on March 9th, 2017, bless you, at 1:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The P&G voicemail system identified the phone number that left the voicemail as the Sementilli residence, again at 818-855. The audio being 239, the transcript as 240. And then the 34-second long message identified as Exhibit 241 was recorded on March 9th, 2017 at 6:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The P&G voicemail system identified the phone number that left the voicemail as the cellular phone number 818. Transcript, please, Your Honor, being 242.
Yes, all those titles we have more.
Thank you. The parties agree that each of the preceding records contains a true and correct record of an act, condition, or event of the business, and that the business's respective custodian of records or other qualified individuals would testify as to its identity and mode of preparation. Further, that the records contained in each exhibit were made in the regular course of business at or near the time of the act, condition, or event, and that the sources of information and method and time of preparation were such as to indicate the records were trustworthy, pursuant to Evidence Code Section 1271. And we won't play them.
Not yet.
We can do so.
I
But
haven't received the stipulation yet.
oh, counsel join in stipulation.
I do?
Now I receive it.
Thank you.
On behalf of you.
People join. Now, I want to ask you about the investigation that you conducted into the outstanding third suspect on this case that was observed jogging towards the Sementilli residence at 4:18 on January 23rd, along with Robert Baker. Can you tell us the steps that you took in your investigation in order to identify that individual?
It took a while because there was a lot of use of burner phones and such things such as that to sort of make it difficult for me. Initially, we started with looking at things that sort of stood out to us as out of the ordinary. We looked at many individuals, starting out with where did Robert Baker go on the day right after the murder, on the days right after the murder, who did he contact, who did he call, who did he have conversations with, and through that investigation, there were several names that came up.
Okay.
One of them was Alfred Birdsong.
That's the individual that we heard about from Roger Brown when you were here last week.
Correct.
Who lives in Las Vegas.
Yes. There was another individual named LaShane Holmes, who I knew that Robert Baker had met while they were incarcerated together, that lived in the Orange County area. He contacted him on the day that the crime was committed and also stayed with him on several occasions after the murder. There was, and then interesting that what we found was a Facebook message that was sent on, I believe it was January 25th, from Robert Baker's Facebook account to an individual named Christopher Austin. And when I started looking into that, it was very rare that they communicated via the Facebook Messenger app.
When you say they, who are you referring to?
Robert Baker and Christopher Austin. There was only a couple messages, and I believe the last one before the one on the 25th of January in 2017, they hadn't communicated via that Facebook Messenger since I think the end of 2015. Okay. So it was concerning. So we started to look into Christopher Austin as a suspect at that time.
I'm sorry, can we get a date?
You inquire, it's not shown yet on cross.
Thank you.
And so after you observed that Facebook message,
Yes.
what did you do?
Initially, we looked into Christopher Austin, and the information I had at the time was that he lived in Fayetteville. And so we wrote, my partner and I at the time, Esther Mayape, wrote a search warrant for flight manifests to see if we could determine if Christopher Austin flew to the LA area during the time period of the murder. Just to touch on why we wanted to know that is because via cell phone records, we knew that Robert Baker was in the area of Los Angeles International Airport on January 22nd, 2017, between the hours of 7 and 8 in the morning.
So that was the day prior to the murder?
Yes. So we tried to figure out whether Christopher Austin flew into Fayetteville. We also had records where we had a very high suspicion that on the night of the murder, the evening of the murder, around 6 or 7 o'clock, I believe, Robert Baker's cell phone hits in a tower that's in the area of what we call, what we know as the Los Angeles Flyaway, which is a bus service that takes people to the airport. And we did a lot of research to try and figure out if we could determine whether Chris Austin, because we knew via the records or had pretty high probability that Robert Baker did not go back to the airport the night of the murder, return somebody to the airport.
So you had, just so I can follow what you did in terms of your investigation, you initially started with looking at communications between Baker and other third parties, correct?
That's correct.
And one of those, which has already been previously marked, was a Facebook message which was part of Curtis Davis's PowerPoint, which was Exhibit 156. This message here that occurred on January, it looks like 26, 2017,
Correct.
from Robert Baker to Chris Austin, download WhatsApp on your phone. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, and that stuck out to me as an investigator, number one, because they very rarely, as I said, chatted via the messenger. And number two, we know that WhatsApp is an encrypted cell phone messaging application.
And so then you went back and noted that Robert Baker was in the area of LAX per his cell phone records the day prior to the murder, and that at some point on the day of the murder, subsequent to the murder, you said his cellular records indicated he was in the area of the Van Nuys Flyaway.
Correct.
For those of us that don't know what the Van Nuys Flyaway is, tell us what that is.
It's like a bus service. You take a bus to the airport, your luggage and everything. It's usually a very full bus. A lot of people utilize it because it's an inexpensive option to get to the airport. And they make stops at every terminal, and they also have, I think they depart maybe every 15 minutes, if I remember correctly, and they pick up on the same schedule. So when you come back, there's a special area at the airport that you wait at, and the flyaway bus comes and picks you up. And they have a parking lot where you can park, or you get dropped off at the flyaway.
Okay. So someone could drop you off at the flyaway and you would be able to get transport to LAX.
Correct.
Did you also investigate how one might pay for a ticket from the Van Nuys Flyaway to LAX?
Yes. At the time, I had a colleague, Sergeant Ann Pickering. She worked Van Nuys. I asked her to go to Flyaway to do some research for me because I wanted to know if how long they retained credit card information, and also if you could pay for the service with cash.
And the Van Nuys Flyaway, just for those of us that maybe aren't as familiar with the San Fernando Valley, the Van Nuys Flyaway is in the San Fernando Valley, correct?
Correct. It's I believe off of Roscoe, and it's very close to the 405 off ramp.
Okay. And so then what did you do?
Well, I found out that we got sort of mixed information, but ultimately we found out that they accepted only credit cards, but that the system was purged after, I believe it was 2 months.
Okay. And so you told us you came on to this case, I believe you said it sometime in 2019.
Correct, the very end of 2019.
Okay. And so by then, obviously, more than 2 months have passed.
Correct.
So then what did you do?
So then we started, at that point, I couldn't really come up with any information that, other than that connected Austin. And so we started looking into the other participants, Birdsong and Lashane Holmes, and other names that kind of came up that needed to be investigated, and did that for about 6 months.
Okay. And then did you note that after that Facebook message from Baker to Austin that they no longer communicated through their regular phones?
So I believe it was 2021, probably mid 2021, I started to pick up that we kind of came to a crossroads on the third suspect. And I might add that that was really my primary goal on this case. The case when I came on was solved.
In terms of when you say solve, what does it mean to solve a case for LAPD's purposes?
I'm going to object, that's already.
That's overruled on that ground.
Go ahead.
So stand on that ground.
So your primary goal, you said, was to try to identify the outstanding suspect.
I had two focuses. One, to carry the case through the court's process on the individuals that were in custody, and the second was to try to identify and arrest the third suspect.
Okay. And so,
actually, any additional suspects, because it's my opinion that there's more than 3 suspects involved.
okay. And you were aware when you got the case, when you say that it had already been, I can't remember the term you just used. Solved.
Yes.
That there had already been filings and one of the charges pending, as in this case, is a conspiracy.
Yes.
All right. And so what did you do at that point in order to try and identify any outstanding members of the conspiracy?
I thought the best way to approach it was through the phone records. It's kind of all we really had, because there was a lot of steps taken to protect identities. So
It's overruled.
As you talked about, because of the use of burner phones and things of that nature.
correct.
Okay. And we talked about, I believe, on Friday, the fact that Robert Baker, on the date of January 29th, prior to the time that he came to the Sementilli home to attend the memorial, he had purchased 2 burner phones that day.
Correct.
You said one was an LG stylus, I believe, and one was a ZTE flip phone.
Correct.
It is.
And one of those phones, as you talked about, the ZTE, traveled to Canada when the defendant went to Canada on January 31st.
Sustained.
So based on that, what did you do next?
So I started to really focus. I took another closer look through the murder book, because any time that you sort of inherit a case from somebody, as opposed to being the assigned investigator from the get-go, you're kind of at a disadvantage because you don't have the recollection of any of the interviews.
It's overruled.
And so I numerous times I had to go back through and really read the documents of the investigation. One of the ones I found, of course, was the interview of Roger Brown that I had missed in the first pass through the book, where he talked that Baker gave him an alternate phone number.
And so what did you do in order to look into that particular phone number?
So I looked through the case files and I realized that the CDRs for that phone number were already in the records. So I just sort of looked through them, and since the date was just a few days after the murder, I wanted to see who was the first person that Robert Baker had contact with on this burner phone. Because when you get a burner phone, it's so that you can talk to people that you don't want law enforcement typically to know you're talking to.
Okay.
And I found a number I didn't recognize. I don't recall the entire number, but I know that the area code was 314. There's really not, if not any, there's very few numbers within Robert Baker's cell phone records with a 314 area code. And when I ran the number, I found that it was another prepaid burner phone that was purchased in Anchorage, Alaska. And that's when I that was a big find for me, because when I was doing the research into Christopher Austin, and I couldn't connect him coming to the States from Fayetteville, and then I remember doing some more research into him, and I was like, well, he doesn't even live in Fayetteville, he lives in Anchorage, and so that's what kind of led me off of him. But when I found out that there was now this prepaid burner phone that somebody had purchased in Anchorage, Alaska, that was the only name in my investigation that I knew was
in Alaska.
connected to Alaska.
Okay. And that particular number, that was 31429.
Correct.
Okay. So given that you had been looking at various people and there was only one individual who was in Alaska, then what did you do with respect to that prepaid burner phone purchased in Alaska?
So then I researched that phone, and I found out that it was purchased on, I want to say, January 30th of 2017 from, I believe it was a T-Mobile within the Anchorage Mall. And when I researched the address of the Anchorage Mall, it was about 6 miles from where I knew Chris Austin was living at the time that phone was purchased.
Okay. And so then what did you do? Did you start doing some records checks and things of that nature?
Records checks, I noticed that during the time that virtually the only person that Chris Austin communicated with on that burner phone was Robert Baker. And on the once he purchased that burner phone, and he never communicated with Robert Baker again on their regular cell phones, which they had communicated frequently as a way to communicate because they lived in different states. But after the murder, they never communicated on their regular cell phones again, and only communicated through these burner phones.
Okay. And so once you were able to determine that, then what did you do with respect to trying to corroborate any evidence that you had that would suggest that Christopher Austin was one of your outstanding suspects?
So I wrote a series of search warrants trying to place him. It was important to try and place him, of course, in Los Angeles during the time of the murder. I found out that he had since moved to Vancouver, Washington, but I was really focused on that Alaska time period. So I wrote a series of search warrants to the airlines trying to find a manifest that had Christopher Austin on it, and coming into LAX on January 22nd during the time period where we know that Robert Baker picked somebody up.
And what did you discover based on your records review after those search warrants were written?
I discovered that on between the dates of January 12th and 13th, Christopher Austin went on the internet application Kayak, which is sort of a travel. You can book airline rental cars and hotels through them, and purchased airfare to Los Angeles on January 22nd, coming home on January 24th. And the Alaskan Airlines also attached a flight manifest that had him leaving Anchorage, Alaska, very early in the morning of the 22nd, making a connection through Seattle and landing in LAX at around 7:30 in the morning.
The same time as you told us that the records indicated that Robert Baker was in the area of LAX on the day prior to the murder.
Correct.
Okay. Then what did you do?
Studied the records some more and found out that although he had Christopher Austin had purchased a ticket to return to Anchorage, Alaska On the 24th, it appeared that at around 11:30 at night, he
On which
went
day?
on the day of the murder, on the 23rd at about 11 at night. He was at LAX. He went up to the ticket counter and actually paid $180 to switch his ticket and fly out that evening.
So
that night.
When you say at the ticket counter, you're now talking about at LAX.
He's at LAX at the ticket counter to Alaskan Airlines, and he changed his flight that was scheduled from the 24th so that he could fly out that night late on the 23rd.
Okay. Did you also attempt to gather any phone records to see if that might assist you in
I did.
and with respect to Mr. Austin?
Yes.
And what did you learn from a review then of his records once you narrowed down this flight to from Alaska through Seattle to LAX on the 22nd, and then we have him on 11:30 at night on the 23rd at LAX changing his ticket?
His phone appeared to be, from the records, turned off. There is no. His phone is not communicating with any cell towers the entire time until we know that his flight landed back in Anchorage in the early morning of the 24th. Then the phone came back on.
Okay.
And hits on a tower in Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay. Consistent again with what you had gathered and learned from those flight manifests and the paying of the ticket to change the flight for $180.
Correct.
Okay. So then what was the next thing that you did?
So in this case, there was some unidentified DNA. We know there was unidentified DNA in the passenger compartment of Fabio's Porsche. I thought that could be from a suspect, also could be from a family member or anybody else, but I set up with the authorities in Vancouver, Washington, to obtain a surreptitious sample of Christopher Austin's DNA to be compared to the unknown samples in this investigation.
And how did that turn out?
They used a ruse and brought him in. I believe he had a...
You spoke with someone in order to accomplish this in Alaska?
Yes, a deputy in Vancouver. And they used a ruse. Christopher Austin had been the victim of a crime, I believe, and they asked him to come in so that they could talk to him about it. And I believe the crime was that there was some mail that was taken out of his mailbox, and they asked him when he came in, because it was post-COVID, to wear a mask. They also asked him, I think, to sign something, and when he left, they recovered the mask and they recovered the pen that he used to sign the document, and we were able to obtain DNA from both those samples, which they made sure that they were clean instruments to collect the sample. They didn't have other people's DNA. They didn't give them a used pen or a used mask. So we knew it was Austin's DNA on that mask and the pen.
But yet when you submitted it to the lab, they weren't able to find any DNA in the passenger compartment, correct? That matched up to him.
Correct. Christopher Austin's DNA did not match the unknown samples in this case.
And you knew that the Porsche that was purchased by Fabio Sementilli that was stolen during the flight from the crime scene on January 23rd was a used vehicle with unknown DNA from whoever potentially had ever sat in that seat before.
Call for speculation and there was no foundation.
Sustained.
You knew that it was a used vehicle, right?
Yes, and through interviews in the...
Sustained.
And what then, once you came to that crossroads with respect to not having any DNA tying Christopher Austin to the front passenger seat of the Porsche. Then what did you do?
Well, typically I know in these cases from my experience that this is a case on Christopher Austin, the case to build the case against Christopher Austin. I was going to probably need a confession of some sort in order to move the case forward.
Okay. Because at this point you only knew that he had come in to Los Angeles the day prior and left at some point after the murder.
I had that, and his physical descriptors matched the physical descriptors that were on the initial crime report of the third suspect as far as height and weight. His general body, I was able to access his Facebook profile, and his appearance was very similar to the surveillance video, the person depicted in the surveillance video running up to the crime scene with Robert Baker.
But then again, you had the two individuals that were running up to the location of the Sementilli residence were wearing, as we saw in the video, baggy clothing, covering their faces, covering their hands, covering everything but their maybe nose and mouth?
Correct.
Okay. So generic information, nothing specific, but you knew at least you were in the ballpark.
Correct.
Okay. There was nothing that you found that excluded him.
Correct.
All right. And so at that point, were you nearing a time of your retirement?
Yes, I was. There were efforts made prior to my retirement to do an operation where I could try and elicit that confession, but this is a case where I felt I had one shot, and if he refused to talk to me, then number one, he knows I'm looking at him as a suspect, and anything that I wanted to do as far as a Perkins operation or anything like that afterwards, I couldn't do. Okay. So I felt that it would be very important to do a Perkins operation, and unfortunately, when I attempted to do that in mid 2023, I believe, I just didn't have enough to obtain an arrest warrant for him in order to do that, and the authorities that I was that were assisting me in Vancouver were not comfortable doing an operation with me without an arrest warrant.
And at this point in time, when you said Vancouver, you're talking about Vancouver, Washington, correct?
Yes, Vancouver, Washington.
And at this point, based on your records check, did you determine that whether Christopher Austin was still living in Alaska or whether at that point he was living somewhere else?
Yes, he had moved to Vancouver, Washington.
Council, let me interrupt. Let's take our morning recess for 15 minutes. The admonition applies. See you back here in 15 minutes.
Thank you. Okay. So you were, before we broke, telling us about how you had learned that Mr. Austin had moved to Vancouver, Washington by the time you got into this portion of your investigation where you were looking to perhaps interview him. You mentioned doing a Perkins operation. What is a Perkins operation?
Again, the Perkins operation is a tactic utilized by law enforcement where we place the target or the suspect that we're looking at into a cell with a Perkins, what we refer to as a Perkins agent, which could either be a law enforcement undercover officer or an actual undercover person, citizen, civilian, that acts as a Perkins agent.
Okay. And so you were looking to do that, but weren't able to based on the status of your investigation at that point?
Correct. I didn't have enough evidence at that point for a filing and or to get a arrest warrant.
Now, when you were investigating Christopher Austin, did you also learn that he had traveled with Robert Baker to Las Vegas in July of 2016?
I did.
And did you obtain, again, flight information for Austin where he flew into Los Angeles and then he and Baker at the end of July of 2016 drove to Las Vegas?
That was information that came in.
No foundation on that.
Sustained.
How did you learn about Baker and Austin going to Las Vegas at the end of July of 2016?
During preparations for a trial that was continued in April, I re-interviewed a witness in this case that gave us that information, and then I researched into trying to prove that they actually did go.
Objection, that would be foundation.
Sustained.
And so did you obtain, once again, flight records for Mr. Austin flying into LAX?
I did not. I believe the investigative team did after me.
Okay. And then did you also speak to one of the detectives that was, before you retired, assigned to Robbery Homicide Division that works with the FBI through a unit called CAST?
Yes.
Okay. And did you ask this detective in order to confirm this trip by Austin and Baker to Las Vegas in July of 2016 to look at cell tower records as to where Baker and Austin went?
Yes.
And from that, the graphics that she produced, did that show Baker and Austin driving to Las Vegas?
Objection, no foundation.
Sustained.
Can you tell us what type of records you looked at that confirmed that?
We looked at I provided her with all of the cell phone records for Monica Baker, Christopher Austin, I believe Al Birdsong, and Chris Austin.
Monica Baker.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Robert Baker, Monica Sementilli, Christopher Austin, and I believe Alfred Birdsong as well.
Okay.
And asked her to utilize those records and the data that came from the phone companies to try and determine if they traveled to Las Vegas.
Okay.
During,
And then
during
did
that
she?
time period.
I'm sorry.
During that time period.
All right. And this was Tanya Edquist, Detective Tanya Edquist.
Correct.
And then did she produce some graphics from those phone records indicating that all four of them were in Las Vegas during this July of 2016?
Objection, no foundation.
Sustained.
What records or graphics did she produce that you then viewed?
Same objection.
Let me see the sidebar, please.
I think we talked about this last week. Review an email regarding an agenda, an itinerary that Fabio Sementilli sent to his wife for a trip to Las Vegas during this same time period in July of 2016, where they stayed at the Aria.
That's been after that.
It's oral.
Yes.
Now, did you also review records phone records for Robert Baker's regular phone, not his burner phone, and Chris Austin, again, his regular phone, not his burner phone, with respect to the dates between January 11th and January 13th, 2017, a couple of weeks prior to the murder.
I did.
Did you also review records, Viber records, for Robert Baker and the defendant during that same period of time?
Yes.
And did you also review records, phone records, from Al Birdsong's cell phone and Robert Baker's cell phone during that same period of time?
Yes.
And what, if anything, did you learn from reviewing the phone records of all of these individuals?
During from January 11th to January 13th, there is a spike in phone activity via texting and phone calling between Robert Baker and Christopher Austin, between Christopher Austin and Albert Birdsong, and between Robert Baker and Alfred Birdsong, which is interesting, was interesting to me.
Well, I'm going to check any further information.
This time?
So you saw a spike in activity between the January 11th and January 13th, 2017 timeline, correct?
Yes, and there was also, during that time, the Viber messaging going back and forth between Robert Baker and Monica Sementilli.
Your Honor, I have a timeline for the period of January 11th to January 13th of 2017. It is 11 pages in length. If it could be marked as People's 243, I believe it is.
Yes.
Well, I don't think there's been any evidence regarding the burner phone existing prior to the murder.
I'm sorry, if we're going to do this in front of the jury, then
Well,
can we come to sidebar instead so we obey the court's orders?
Yes.
All right. Showing you this timeline of dates between January 11th of 2017 and the last page, it looks like it ends at line 445, which is on January 13th of 2017, 1 minute before midnight, before it turns January 14th.
Excuse me, did we do the...
Yes.
Is this timeline what you're referring to in terms of the communications between the defendant and Robert Baker using Viber, and Baker using his regular cell phone to communicate with Christopher Austin's regular cell phone?
Yes.
And you indicated that there were also communications that involved Al Birdsong.
Yes.
Your Honor, I also have a call detail record for January of 2017 for a phone number 907-306-7486. It is numerous pages in length. May it be marked, please, as People's 244.
Yes.
Showing you the first page of this document, a report for call details between January 1st and January 31st of 2017. Do you recognize this phone number here, the 907 number?
Yes, that's Christopher Austin's regular phone.
Okay. And showing you page 10 of these records, and Your Honor, it appears to be 33 pages in length. Showing you page 10 of these records, does it show calls between Christopher Austin and Al Birdsong
Yes.
during the same time period that we've been talking about,
Yes.
as well as calls between Robert Baker and Al Birdsong during the same time period?
That record shows calls between Robert Baker and Christopher Austin, but I am aware that Robert Baker's CDRs show calls between him and Al Birdsong on the 12th.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Are you also aware of any credit card transactions? I'm now moving back to the end of July of 2016 regarding Robert Baker and Christopher Austin.
Yes.
And what did those transactions indicate?
They indicated it's through a bank account that's associated with, I believe it may be Chase Bank, if I remember correctly, associated with Robert Baker. He makes a deposit into the account in the Los Angeles area. He makes a deposit into his, via the ATM, I think, into his account. And on the same day, there's a withdrawal in Anchorage, Alaska, via the ATM of that same account in a non-Chase bank. So somebody in Anchorage, Alaska withdrew money from Robert Baker's account.
Okay. And again, the only person that you told us who came up in your investigation who had a connection to Alaska was Christopher Austin.
Correct.
All right. Did you also determine that the credit union was the lien holder for Christopher Austin's vehicle?
Yes.
All right.
And there was additional ATM transactions on January 12th as well, the similar type of transaction.
Okay. January 12th of 2017, the same time period that we just discussed with respect to the communications between the defendant and Baker, Baker and Austin, Austin and Birdsong, and Baker and Birdsong.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, at this point in time, I'm going to move on to another area, and we have transcripts to pass out. Let me see.
These, yeah, it was 237 through 242, different area?
No, this is another set. Did you also review approximately 16 different calls, jail calls, as we talked about last Friday, that were made between the defendant and Robert Baker through third parties?
Yes.
And some of those calls were through an attorney you mentioned as Howard Lynch, correct?
Correct.
Subsequent to the calls between the defendant and Baker through Howard Lynch's office, did you then find additional calls between the defendant and Baker through another third party?
I did.
And who was that? According to what the two of them discussed.
Correct. It was Robert Baker's sister. At least he called her a sister. I don't believe it's an actual blood sister. And her name was April.
Okay. Your Honor, for the audio portion, that is, I believe, contained as well on the flash drive that we previously marked as Exhibit 158. And then we have a transcript compilation of some of these calls. May it be marked as People's 244?
45.
Thank
Yes.
you. And at this time, may I pass out those transcripts?
Yes, and the same admonition as all transcript applies.
Okay. There's a good chance if anything ever comes up that my girlfriend, who is also my primey, may call you and leave a message by chance.
Okay.
That may happen. She'll either call direct if she has a calling card, I think, because she's well taken care of. When guys like me are just barely making it, but that's fine. It's all well and good. She may even leave a message if by chance if you guys pick up. And if I call, I'm gonna try to call like every Friday when I know you're there. Now that I know you're there, just to check in.
Okay.
Okay. And
What's her name?
her name is Monica Sementilli. If you Google my name and her name, it'll come up together. The whole case will pop up in the newspapers. Yeah.
All right.
So you'll know, so it won't be a surprise name. She's my girlfriend. She's my prime. She's we don't talk about the case, but she may leave information about the family.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Sheila, I love you guys. Thank you. I will try to call back soon.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Now, was this one of the calls that you identified as going through Howard Lynch's law office to his secretary, Sheila?
Yes.
And what is a crimey?
It's somebody that,
It's overruled.
somebody typically that you commit a crime with. And a lot of times in cases, defendants will refer to people they're arrested with in a case, they're in a case together as their crimey.
Would this be an example of what you were discussing last week, where the defendant and Robert Baker set up a way to communicate directly to one another through a third party?
It's overruled.
Yes, where they would call in and leave messages for each other through a third party.
And you said that's how it started out, correct?
Correct.
And then later it progressed to actually being able to talk on the phone to one another.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, hi. Can I speak to Howard?
Hold on 1 minute.
Hello.
Hi, Howard.
Hi, Amanda.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I'm just checking in and making sure everything's okay.
What do you mean?
Did he check in with you already?
Who?
Our friend. at Wayside?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, because I tried calling yesterday a few times. I just, but of course it's a different name, so I wasn't sure if you realized I was calling.
No, I didn't know it was you.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, well, if he calls back, I just want to leave a message for him.
Okay.
So, I'm good, I'm strong, just, waiting. I haven't been getting that much mail. I think they're taking it, or I know they're taking it.
Well, they're
And,
definitely taking it.
yeah, they're going to use it. So, there's a lot of things, that, not appropriate for my, family or children to see, which they probably will. And I already sent him a letter, so if you could just tell him to stop with the whole...
This call is being recorded.
Just tell him to hold on to the chapters.
The chapters?
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Say, hold on to the chapters because I can't have my kids seeing those. And he's going to get some letters from my friends here, from pen pals, so he can write back, like personal letters to those addresses, but no more chapters for now. He should understand what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
How's he doing?
Good. He's, in light of everything, he's doing okay.
Yeah.
I sent him some bugs, put money on his bugs. He's doing okay.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, that's good to hear. So just tell him that I'm still going on 10 p.m. every night. Just tell him that.
You're still going at 10 p.m.?
10 p.m. every night. He knows what that means.
Okay.
And I love him. And I will, I guess I'll call back in a few days.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay?
Okay, I'll relay the message.
Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you
You're
soon.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do you recognize who the caller was?
Yes,
Whose voice was that?
Monica Sementilli.
And again, in this particular call, she asks to speak to Howard. Was this again one of the phone calls made through Howard Lynch's law office?
It was.
And when she referred to our friend at Wayside, what is Wayside?
It's Pitchess, actually. It's a detention center, Los Angeles County Detention Center up in Castaic.
The location where we talked about last week, where Baker was housed for a period of time?
Correct.
Okay. And in this, where she talks about not getting her mail because she knew that they were taking it, is this, again, a subject of communication between the defendant and Baker to try to get around that process?
Yes.
And in some of the jail mail, as well as some of the selected ones that we looked at on the overhead, 10 p.m. is a particular time that was referred to between them?
Yes, 10 and then 9.
It changed at some point?
Yes.
Okay. And so this call, is that an example of what you were describing to us last week of both the defendant and Robert Baker calling in through a third party and leaving messages directly for one another?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I got a call yesterday.
From?
And somebody told me to tell you to hold on to the chapters.
Okay, got it.
And you may be getting a letter from some friends down in jail.
Oh, okay, got
To
it.
respond to that. And,
Got it. Good. Thank you.
Still going at 10 p.m. every night.
Okay. All right, man.
And hanging strong and much luck. for you.
That's cool, man. Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I hate to, do this to you, but, yeah. Just let everybody know that, I'm going to try to call once a week and check in with you to see if there's any updates.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, did you recognize the person's voice who called in on this particular call?
Yes,
And who was that?
that's Robert Baker.
Okay, and again, would that be the same voice person that we heard in the last call, which is the voice of Howard Lynch?
Correct.
Again, referencing what the defendant said when she called in the prior call.
Correct.
Okay, and in the last call, we also heard there was some type of a recorded warning.
Yes.
What is that?
That comes on very frequently. Throughout the call, there's a warning at the initial call that you're being recorded, and then it comes on frequently during the conversation to remind the callers that they're being recorded.
And that is an automated warning that goes out on every jail call?
Every jail call.
Okay, thank you.
And tell my friend who called you that she should answer best way she can what I've sent her. She'll probably get it.
Got it.
So and maybe even let her know that what my next court date is, because maybe she has no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I think that person was taken in there strong, and it definitely was seemed like having your back.
Yeah, well, that goes both ways, man. It goes both ways. It goes both ways, no doubt. It goes both ways. Ain't nothing changed on my side. So yeah, and definitely make that known.
Okay, sure.
All right. And did you recognize, once again, the voice of the person who called in?
Yes,
And who is that?
that was Robert Baker.
Okay. And again, is he speaking to the same individual we've heard now in the last few calls, Howard Lynch?
He is.
All right. And when he says, tell my friend who calls you she should answer the best way she can what I sent her, in terms of being sent things, is this through the mail service that where inmates are able to send mail to individuals outside of the jail system?
Yes.
And what does it mean when an individual who's in custody says they had somebody's back?
They got your back. I'm going to protect you.
Excuse me, that's overruled.
Go ahead.
It's basically like a way to say I'm going to protect that person. They're going to protect me. A lot of times when they're in custody, it means, especially in a case where they're co-defendants on a case, that they're going to basically not give information on one another.
Is that sometimes referred to as cooperating with law enforcement or rolling on their crime partner?
Objection, reading calls for conclusion of language.
Overruled on all grounds.
Yes.
All right.
Hello?
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Good.
Yeah, I just got some return mail today. I sent so much over to him, and I don't think he's getting it, but I got a couple returned to me something was wrong with the module number, so I just resent them all. If you could pass on the message, because he's probably waiting for my mail, and I don't think he's getting it.
Okay. Okay. I'll let them know.
Okay, has he called in?
Yes.
Okay.
And talked to him briefly yesterday.
Okay.
So, he's figuring out what he wants to do with his lawyers.
Okay.
This call is being recorded.
I had to get off the phone quickly because I was with a client.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I think he has. There's a new one that I heard it was pretty good. Is that the case?
No, he hasn't heard from anybody. He's not too happy about that.
Oh, I was told my lawyer had spoken to him and said he was a pretty good guy, so I didn't know.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Something about them working together. I'm not completely sure. I haven't seen my. He's coming to speak, so.
Okay.
So far things are working out, as far as I know, officially. So yeah.
Good.
I just wanted to let him know that, but it's hard because I don't think they're giving him any of his mail.
You know what? When he calls in, and he'll probably call me today, I'll find out if he's gotten anything.
Yeah, just tell him I resent another 3 that were returned, and I think I sent 7 altogether in the last 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, because according to his mail, he doesn't think I'm sending anything. He's not getting it, so. Yeah. But I heard things are working out, and the important piece of information he was asking me about, I'm told that that's being worked on, and it's what we expected it to be, so it's all good.
Write this down. Worked on.
Yeah, so, I don't know, kind of good news, but bad news that I get to stay in here for a little while longer.
Yeah, well, you know what? You've got to hang in there in these type of cases. It's just,
Yeah.
it's got to be tough.
Okay, well, I hope he does call today. And again, just, I'm always thinking of him, and I love him, and I hope he stays strong, because I am, or I'm really trying to.
Good, good. Well, know that he's always thinking of you as well.
Okay, thank you.
He loves you too. Believe me.
Okay. All right, I'll probably call in a few days, or maybe at the end of the week.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Once again, did you recognize the individual, the female voice that called in?
Yes,
And who is that?
Monica Sementilli.
Okay. And is this, who was on the other end of the line that she was speaking to, the male?
Howard Lynch.
Okay. And was this, again, another message where they are calling in through Lynch, who's passing out their messages to one another?
Correct.
Now, after this call, were there multiple calls in the days following that followed the same pattern as we saw here?
Yes.
When we heard the defendant talk about sending 7 in the last 2.5 weeks, do you know what they're referring to?
Letters.
Again,
Jail mail.
jail mail. Is jail mail, is that when it's sent between inmates, is there a term for that?
Sometimes it's referred to as a kite.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, man. Sorry to barge in on the cyborg training.
Well, just trying to get shit done over here, man.
I know, man.
They're just hitting me up like on my cell phone, on my arm. I mean, she's hitting me up like.
Cause you're the only connection we have, man.
Okay, I mean, but see, one of the problems I'm having though is I don't want to have any issues, you know, down the road. Any personal issues, you know. So I'm, you know, a little conflicted there. Hey, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it is, you know, sometimes I don't mind, but, you know, I just don't want to have any repercussions come back to me.
No, I know. I already know what it is. I already know. I'm working on that. It's someone else who's definitely in either one of our circles. So that would stop that because you know, she already knows that I trust a certain amount of people, and obviously, you know, you are definitely one of them. So yeah. So I don't know. And anyway, I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, I get it.
Right.
I get it because I know everyone's doing the same thing.
This call is being recorded.
They got everyone running scared.
Right. Yeah.
I know, because you know how they play this game.
Right.
So, yeah, man. But yeah. I know, man. I'm hopefully in the next couple of days or so I'll have an alternate way of doing this, so that way that one won't be an issue.
Okay. Good.
But if she's trying to if she gonna get a hold of you, there's something important.
Yeah. Well, she called my cell, but you know, that's when I'm in court. I don't answer the phone when I'm in court.
Yeah.
No, actually, I didn't even know till afterwards. She called.
Did she tell you what it was?
No, just the phone that she called.
Oh shit! I can only imagine what it could be. She kind of hit me up on something and just said that there was something coming down the pike that kind of like that would kind of like shed light on this whole thing.
Oh, good.
So that's what I think she's trying to get a hold of you for, to let me know that it may have happened or whatever the hell is going on, because I have no idea what it was. Did you manage to talk to her at all?
No.
Oh shit! Not the last couple of days.
No.
Okay, that's weird.
So, you know, I mean, if she calls in with a client, I can't, I don't.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Can you explain to us what we just heard in this portion?
So this is a conversation, again, Robert Baker with Howard Lynch, and he's obviously concerned. Monica is reaching out to him a lot, it seems, on his cell phone and his office phone, and he knows, I think, ethically that is an issue.
And so that's where he said, Mr. Lynch said, that he doesn't want to have any personal repercussions.
Correct.
Okay. And so in this particular call, we heard Baker talking about finding an alternative path for them to communicate. And what did that turn out to be?
It turned out to be a series of, one of them was...
Well, there's no foundation for
At this point, that's true.
Okay. We'll play the next one and talk after that.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hey, babe.
Oh my God. I can't believe I'm talking to you.
My wife and my sister made miracles happen, baby.
Oh my God. I miss you so much. I'm going to put the phone down.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Talk about links, babe. Talk about links.
I can't believe it. I've been trying forever to get this done. Are you calling with your own number?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
We're not talking about the case anyway. So
yeah, that's not good though, because they took everything from me. Everything.
Wow, again? When was the last time that happened?
When they moved me here.
Oh wow, they took all your
I'm in a
paperwork?
cell. I'm in a cell now.
Yeah, me too. I'm in a cell too now.
Oh God. So I should.
They're playing their games again.
Yeah. That's why I wanted you to call someone else's number, because I really have a lot to tell you.
Well, tell me what you can tell me without getting too crazy.
You know what? I'm gonna call back and leave messages.
This call is being recorded. Call is being recorded.
I'll leave messages with her, and you call in with a different number to get those messages. Like,
Okay.
are you calling collect or what's the calling card?
No, she doesn't have it set up like that. I got a little bit of money on an account I saved for just this purpose.
Okay, so I'm buying other people's minutes so I can use them. So it's like a different name every time I call in.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
now
that's
that they're
good.
listening, they know that. So that's not good either.
That's fine. Yeah, so I mean, tell me what you can tell me, but and if you can't do nothing, hold on for it. If it's good or bad.
No, good. Good. I've sent maybe more than 10 letters since our last court date. I know you haven't gotten them because I haven't gotten yours. I got one that was
Well,
dated.
there should be I held off on it because CC should have them.
Okay, well I'm not with her anymore.
Coming in.
I'm not with her
I know.
anymore.
There's someone, and I sent the portrait to that DP.
No, I got the portrait.
No, there's another one coming. That was a sketch.
Okay.
That wasn't the real one. The real one is, hopefully you can have a way to get a, make it. Is she gonna hold on to everything for you?
She's gonna just mail. She's gonna mail it to me. So they're still gonna.
Okay, good.
She's still gonna see it, but she's gonna mail it to me. It's just that they're, fat boys using that showing my family, right? I don't want them to see some things that you write. That's why.
Oh, if that boy showing it to them.
Oh yeah, and everyone's gonna see it. The whole world's gonna see everything. Chapters, everything.
Well, that's made up shit. That's all made up. It's made up shit.
Well, I know, but still.
What to be said.
Well, I know, but still. I mean, these minutes might run out soon, but I just want to tell you that now there's going to be other mail coming to your PP, the one that starts with an A, and is not.
I'm no longer there anymore.
Okay, so you're going to have to give me a name to send stuff to, but not now.
Yeah. I already took care of that.
Okay.
I got that.
Okay, but I need someone to mail it to, like not your name. So don't, you're going to have to use, when you call in with someone else's PIN, leave the name.
Yeah.
Because I have 4 or 5 already here, ready to be sent out, but I'm holding off because I don't know where to send them.
All right. So, in this particular clip, who does this call initially appear to be between?
It's Robert Baker and his sister April.
Okay. And who's the third person, the other female on the phone?
Monica Sementilli.
Okay. So again, is this what the next step was that you were describing for us last week, where the defendant and Baker called through a third party, and as we heard, the third party puts down the phone so they can communicate privately?
Correct.
And so, in doing so, we heard them talk about paperwork, that they took. He says they took all your paperwork. What are they referring to?
It's oral.
Letters,
Kites.
jail mail.
Okay. And then we heard the defendant say she's buying other people's minutes. What does that mean?
An inmate can buy phone minutes that are attached to their unique PIN number, and when she buys minutes from another inmate, it's attached to their PIN number.
And you told us last week that each inmate has their own unique PIN.
Correct.
Number. And so by using someone else's, another inmate's PIN number, then would that indicate who was using those minutes other than the inmate to whom the PIN belongs?
So that's why it's considered a clean number, and it would be associated with that inmate. And unless law enforcement had information that Monica was using that inmate's PIN number, we wouldn't know. In this case, the mistake was that Baker was using his own PIN number, and so we got it through Baker's calls.
Okay. So you wouldn't have been able to trace it back to the defendant, but since Baker wasn't using calling through what they refer to as a clean call, by using his own PIN, you were able to identify and obtain this particular call.
Correct.
All right. And in this particular conversation, did we hear the defendant actually asking him whether or not he's calling in using his own PIN or someone else's?
Yes, we did.
And when he says no, he's using his own, that's when she said that's not good.
Correct.
Okay. What did they consider to be good so that they could potentially trade information that they discussed?
Speculation called for it.
It's overruled.
That would be Baker using another inmate's PIN number, and Monica using another inmate's PIN number to call into April and talk that way.
Okay. And through their jail mail, did they also attempt to set up times when they would each call in so that they could connect?
Yes, they did.
Okay. And in this particular call, did the defendant also describe multiple letters that she had sent to Baker, as well as a sketch, such as the one we saw today?
Yes, I believe she received a sketch from Baker,
Okay.
and that she was holding off. She was holding off on sending her letters until she got a new PP or pen pal from Baker, because his had obviously moved.
So again, by using a PP or a pen pal, in this case she says one that starts with an A, is that a similar type scheme to communicate through inmates' inmates' names?
It's exactly the same. It's just one is utilizing it for the phone calls, and the other is using it for the mail or the kites.
Okay. And is that what the defendant basically describes towards the end of this call, where she says, I need someone to mail it to, like, not your name?
Yes.
Okay. And then does she tell direct Baker that when he calls in using another inmate's PIN number, that he should leave the name so that she'll know who to send the mail through?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, babe.
Hi. Hey.
Hey, baby.
Hi. How are you, baby?
Hey, baby. I'm doing great now that I'm hearing you. You want to hear something crazy?
What?
All of me just played on the damn TV. But the TV we got on the radio.
Oh my
Talk
God.
about uncanny, boy. Talk about uncanny, I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
Listen closely. Listen,
Yeah.
really want to speak fast, okay?
Okay.
I don't know how much time I have left on this thing.
Okay.
I'm going to the store tomorrow, so I got to get more money on the books. Now listen to me carefully. You cannot tell me what you wanted to tell me, because once I call this number, they record every number that comes in from this facility. So it doesn't matter what number comes in, they're gonna do that. So don't worry about telling me yet, unless it's something, you know. No, don't. If it's too good, don't tell me anything.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Okay.
if you're calling from someone else's number, it doesn't matter, because
No, trust me. Any number that comes in from LA County, they're gonna record it.
no, I know it'll be recorded, but at
My
least
number.
it's other people talking. It's not us. You know what I mean? They won't. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll
So,
try to get
you know,
you the message somehow, some way.
This call is being recorded.
So do you know? I also told April that, you know, whenever you leave a message, he and her have a system, so that way we know that you've called.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm working on getting a new number, a clean number. I'm working on. I mean, I got no resources. I don't talk to nobody, so it's really hard. So, but I'm working on some fresh numbers, and when I do, I'll figure a way how to get the number to you. I have a way in my head. It's complicated. It has to do. It's complicated. I don't know if I got enough time to tell you.
Okay.
And we can do every coded message like this. I'm trying to see if I can get it all out because I've been thinking about it for days, trying to figure out how to do it. Okay. Don't repeat it. Obviously. You know what day we met?
Yeah.
Okay. So, not the month, but the day comes up to one number if you put them together, correct?
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, that is the number that we subtract all numbers to. So, if I say, add 3, you already know what the number is.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, I'm not going to do it now because I have to give you a formula. The next time we talk, I'm going to bring a piece of paper and a pencil with you. And I'm going to run a set of numbers to you just to make sure you got it, and then I'm going to do an equation, and the equation will let you know we're on the same page.
Okay.
And I'll also give you the phone number.
Okay, I see.
That's why we're half-ass smart.
Okay.
Because that's
what about where
something only me and you know.
What about where I send mail to? Do you have a...
No, not yet.
Okay. Again, did you recognize the two individuals that were talking directly to one another?
Yes, it was Robert Baker and Monica Sementilli.
Okay. And when Baker says, "I don't know how much time I have left on this thing," do you know what he's referring to?
Yes, it's minutes basically on that card, the card that he's calling from.
And the card that he calls from, where are those purchased within the jail?
They have like a commissary where you can get snacks and phone cards and books and things like that.
And when an inmate purchases a calling card through the commissary within the jail system, again, are those cards specific to an inmate's PIN number so that it will show the individual who owns that PIN number or booking number?
Yes.
Okay. So when we heard Baker saying, "Listen carefully, you can't tell me what you wanted to because they record every number that comes in from this facility," what is it that he's referring to?
Well, they do. They record every single call, and I think I don't think he understands the system as much as Monica did.
Sustained.
Does he talk about the fact that all of the calls that are coming in into the facility, the jail facility, register the phone number from where the calls originate?
Yes.
All right. And so does he talk to the defendant about the fact that if she continues calling from her facility, that the same number will register as an incoming call to the facility?
Yes.
Okay. And then at some point we have him saying if she has anything to say that's good, not to tell him. Is that correct?
Correct.
And does he indicate why that is?
Because they're being recorded.
Okay. And then does the defendant indicate that it doesn't matter as long as he's calling from someone else's number?
Yes.
When you call from someone else's number, again, is that referring to an individual's PIN?
Yes.
Okay. And then we heard the defendant saying, it's all recorded, but it's other people talking, it's not us. What does that mean?
So that means if she's calling in on Antoinette's PIN and Robert Baker is calling from Tim's PIN or whichever PIN he uses, that law enforcement wouldn't recognize the voices and would think it was an actual conversation between Tim and Antoinette and not between Monica and Robert Baker.
So in other words, that if a detective such as yourself was trying to obtain all of the calls from a particular defendant or between two defendants charged in the same case, you would request that information based on their booking numbers or PINs.
Yes.
So if you made such a request, you wouldn't receive calls that are made from other inmates' PINs.
Unless we found that person, which in this case sometimes we did, and we could request the calls for that PIN number, we would have no way of knowing that and that they called each other.
Okay. And then we also heard Baker saying that he and April have a system so that he has a way of knowing when the defendant has called in. What does that mean?
He would call April a lot, a couple times a week, if I remember correctly, and he would say, I'm going to call in at 7, I'm going to call on Wednesday at 7, and so they had this system where she knew that he was going to call in, and a lot of times they would try to coordinate that, just like in this case where they could actually talk together. They could call in at the same time.
You mean the defendant and Baker?
Correct.
So that they could communicate directly, as we just heard in this phone call.
Yes.
And when Baker said, I'm working on getting a new number, a clean number, what is, again, a clean number?
A PIN number unknown to law enforcement that he can use to make calls.
Okay. And then we heard him talking about fresh numbers and using coded messages. In fact, he uses the language coded message.
Yes.
And then he describes a process. What does that mean?
So they had this unique date that was a date to them of when they met.
So rule.
And that was the basis of this numbering system to basically every letter of the alphabet had a numerical value based on that initial date that law enforcement had no way of knowing what that date was that they were using, and that once they cracked that code, then he could send the new PIN number through that code.
Okay. So in other words, being able to conceal the PIN number so that they could secretly communicate that without someone like yourself being able to identify which PIN number they're using.
Actually, that's just repeating the answer of the witness.
So rule.
Correct.
And when he talked about adding and subtracting numbers, was that part of coming up with a code that they could both use to communicate secretly?
Yes.
And when we heard Baker saying he's going to give her a formula, and so bring a piece of paper and a pencil, and he's going to run a set of numbers. Did you also attempt to locate those particular calls?
Yes.
Now, despite being able to locate those calls, did you run into the problem where the inmates' PINs that they used, often those inmates would then be released and they had to resort to finding another PIN so that the number kept changing?
Sustain.
What was the problem once you were able to, in some of these cases, figure out the PIN number they were using? What problems did that then present for you?
A lot of times the inmate left the facility, moved on to another facility, or were released, or I recall occasions overhearing where it was obvious that the real person attached to that PIN wasn't comfortable with the process, with participating in this process.
In other words, that person would initiate the call on one end or the other, usually from the women's jail, and then choose to walk away.
Yes.
It's leading. Sustain on that ground.
What did you hear regarding the females from the women's jail where the defendant was housed when she would try to initiate some of these calls using the other inmate's PIN?
So rule.
I recall one call where an inmate, I don't remember the inmate's name, called her partner and said, hey, this, I believe she gave the name Antoinette, I don't believe she used the name Monica, is going to call you at this time. She wants to talk to her man. And the person that she was calling, who was on the outside, was actually, was not comfortable with putting this together. Was
It's overruled.
When you say on the outside, what does that mean?
not in custody.
Okay.
So the number that they were calling, it was her girlfriend, if I remember correctly. And the girlfriend, who was not in custody, did not want to be that third person to hook up the calls.
Kind of like what we heard from Howard Lynch eventually when he indicated to Baker that his girl was hitting him up too much and calling on his cell and while he was in court and things of that nature.
Sustained.
That's the same type of scenario we heard with Mr. Lynch on a prior call with Baker, correct?
I allow that.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, on the switch up. You there?
Hi. I'm loving my life. Oh my God.
Oh, babe. I love you so much.
Oh my God, I have so much to tell you, but you're supposed to call in the way I do.
I can't do it because I just got here. It's been chaos.
I heard
They've been moving me constantly, and I got some letters from a friend of mine yesterday. There was 4 of them.
Okay, is this from AM?
Yeah.
So did you get
from R?
from DR?
DR.
Okay, that's the one you can write to.
All right. In this particular call, again, did you recognize the two voices on this call?
Yes, it was Robert Baker and Monica Sementilli.
Okay. And when we hear Baker say, I can't do it, when she says you're supposed to call in the way she does, what does that mean?
She has a clean pen. She's not using her own pen.
And Baker says, I can't do it because I just got here. What does that mean with respect to where Baker was housed?
Overruled.
He doesn't have any contacts yet at that facility to set up PPs, pen pals,
Clean calls.
clean calls.
And when the defendant says, in response to him saying he got some letters from a friend of his yesterday, there were 4 of them, and she says, okay, was it from AM? What does that mean?
Objection, and that's leading, and this states the evidence.
It's over.
Just repeating the evidence from what was said.
Excuse me, it's over. No, it's overruled.
What does AM stand for?
I can't remember the last name, but the first name was Antoinette. It was one of the pen pals that Monica used to write to Baker.
So in other words, the system that they set up, in many cases, they were able to communicate by sending letters from particular other inmates, and they're using initials for those people here.
Asked and answered.
Overruled.
Yes.
And then we also saw that on the other side, that kites are being sent back and forth from BR.
Yes.
And they both appear to know the initials of a female and a male inmate that they're using to send mail through.
Yes.
Okay. This is probably a good place to start. I'll ask a couple questions. Before we go back to the remaining jail calls, there's a couple of things I wanted to clarify with you, Detective Roberts. Earlier, when we spoke about money transfers, I think we only spoke about one particular day. Within that timeline from January 11th to January 13th of 2017 that we spoke about earlier, did you also note that there were certain online transfers of money, again, between Baker in the San Fernando Valley in California and Austin while he was living in Anchorage, Alaska?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that, please?
Again, the same thing where there's a deposit in the San Fernando Valley, LA area into Baker's account, and then a withdrawal from the same account in Anchorage, Alaska.
That occurred on the date of January 12th of 2017?
Correct.
One from a deposit into a Chase account and a withdrawal in Alaska from a non-Chase account?
Correct. I should clarify a non-Chase ATM, but the same account.
Thank you. For relatively the same or very close to the same amounts of money on all of these dates where we saw a deposit into the Chase account in the San Fernando and the Valley in California, and withdrawals from ATM machines located in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska.
Your Honor, that's vague as to the same amount.
Total.
Said the same or relatively same amounts. Did you
Yes,
understand that?
if I recall correctly, in that period of the January 12th period, it was roughly $380, I believe, and the airline tickets were roughly around the same price.
Okay. Also, Friday when we were talking about the use of the encrypted app Viber prior to the murder and the use of changing to the use of a different encrypted app, WhatsApp, after the date of January 23rd, were there any further communications between the defendant and Robert Baker after the date of Fabio Sementilli's murder using Viber?
There were not.
So when you originally said, I think you said something about registration or something of that nature, what you were talking about was the use of Viber stopping after the date of January 20th.
Yeah, I believe I testified that they deactivated their accounts, but I think a better way to say it is they just stopped using them. I'm not quite certain if and when they did actually deactivate or remove the app from their phones.
Okay. All right, Your Honor, if we could resume playing the remaining few jail calls. I believe we're at the top of page 21. On the transcript, which is, I believe, marked 245.
A way we can communicate, stuff that we don't want no one to know but us.
Okay,
I have a way to do it.
Give it to.
Okay, so the next time we call, I need to give you a way we can communicate, stuff that we don't want no one to know but us.
Okay,
I have a way to do it.
Give it to the message here, and I will call in for it.
No, I will, but listen. 15C or 13C? So anyway, listen. Not me? Okay, it's not me. Okay, so listen. Alright. When it comes down to sensitive stuff like numbers and certain letters, I got a way to do it so only you and I know what the hell's going on.
Well, I have that too, but since you already got the mail, I don't need to give it to you, because I had it coded for you.
Okay, alright, cool. Okay. And also, the way I did it was, I swear, man, everything is impossible when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Always shit going on. Okay, anyway, since we got it covered, I guess I'll wait. So, I sent a letter off to one of my friends, yesterday.
Okay.
Okay? So, hopefully it'll be on the way.
From you or from someone else? From you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it'll be be, it'll be the way we do it, how things are done. It'll be how things are done. I met my lawyers today.
Okay.
Brand new. There are two of them.
Yeah, I heard.
And, so there are two of them. Let me tell you this real quick, babe. I love you. And I love you. And know that. I love you. And I never want you to be in this shit. You shouldn't be here in the first place. There's no way you should be. Neither one of us. Neither one of us.
Neither one of us
So,
should be here.
This call is being recorded.
But here, I'm not going to say much. I refuse to let you stay in here, baby.
Okay.
I know. I'm going to stay cool. Don't say nothing.
Yeah, talk about something else. And,
No, I know.
but I do have some, things to share with you. All good
Yeah,
stuff.
no, if it's good news, great. I'll just wait.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and it's also stuff that you have told me before in the past that I refuse to believe, and it's actually true. So, yeah. So you were right again.
Well, that's pretty good. That was a lot. Huh?
You were right
I'm right
again.
again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff I said.
Well, I know, but
There was a lot of stuff I said.
yeah, I just
Can you kind of narrow it down?
No, I can't. I shouldn't even be talking to you right now. That's why we need to do the thing that we need to do. So.
Okay, well, here's the other part of that. We can't do it calling here. We'll have to do it another way.
Yeah, well,
and that's why the code will be very important.
Yes, okay.
So that's what I was saying.
This call is being recorded.
The code should be like you said, our special day added together.
No, let's change it because I got two dates in my head and I want to get it wrong.
Okay.
I got an easier way to do it.
Okay.
Okay. We both have a mutual friend who has a little dog and lives with his mother.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know that in your head, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It has a certain amount of letters in the name. That is the magic number.
First and last?
No, just first.
Just the first name. Okay.
And that's the number you use for that. And also to make letters, I have a way of doing it also if we have to make letters. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute.
So,
we can't do a three-way call with that person.
No.
This call is being recorded.
Using the name as a number. So if I tell you, if I say the number is, I can give you an example. Then the number is that base, and I say it's 4 plus 4 is you add.
Okay, that's exactly the code I have. Oh my God, it's so funny.
So perfect. That's the number.
So you don't have the number now? Is that what you're saying? You don't have the code right now?
No,
Okay, so when should I call in for it? When should I call in for it?
I don't know. We should set a weekly time or a specific time to make sure we can stay on steady communication.
Okay.
So what about every Monday? Can you call earlier?
Well, no, because my days change. So one Monday I program in the morning, the next Monday I'll be programming in the afternoon. So, for example, this Monday coming will be the morning. Will be 11 something, 11:15.
Okay, so 11 to 11:15 Monday.
Yeah.
Will be the next time. Let's try to communicate, and I'll try to hopefully it's really hard for me because I don't have anybody on the outside, so it's really
Right.
hard for me to do that.
Right.
But I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it. So, and also for letters.
Yeah.
Also for letters, use the same thing, the same system.
Uh-huh.
And if I say, first letter of the name -4 or +4 or 2 or whatever the hell it is, will be that letter. If I'm trying to spell something out, it won't be like a whole letter. It'll be like something really important.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because that's
So
what I
what-
have
what
written
is
down
that?
here for my pen pal. I was going to do the same thing, but since you already got it, I don't need to.
Oh
do it.
wow! Talk about
Yes.
super
I
sync.
had the letter plus the number, like plus our secret number, then a minus our secret number,
Yes.
and the alphabet. Okay,
Right.
so this is our
Right, but
mutual
then
friend,
the letter.
right? This is our mutual friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Detective, do you recognize the two individuals that were talking during this particular call?
Yes, again, it's Robert Baker and Monica Sementilli.
Okay. And again, did it appear that they were talking about something in particular?
Yes, they were talking about making a code for both numbers and for letters.
Okay. Numbers to call and letters to write.
Correct. Numbers, I think, more importantly, to be able to pass
Oh, well, this.
pen numbers of pen pals, the numbers for the pen pals.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you need to write this down, okay? I need you to write this down, and then
Go ahead.
you're going to solve it
Go
and
ahead.
use it right away, okay?
Okay.
Use clean. So +0,
Okay.
-2,
Okay.
+0,
Okay.
+3, -4.
This call is being recorded.
Okay, what'd you get?
I got -4, the last one.
Okay, -2,
Okay.
+2, +1,
Okay. Okay.
-2, -1.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. You there?
Babe, I'm sorry, yeah, it's just that the deputies were fucking walking around. I need you to solve that and use it right away, okay? And I'm going to do the same.
What? Like right now?
Yeah, so make sure you use the first name, first word for that, okay?
This call is being recorded.
Just that.
Okay. I got, let me go over real quick. 0, -2, 0, +3, -4, -2, +2, +1, -2, hang on,
Yes,
-1.
yes.
Okay.
And you're going to use
Do it
the
right.
first name of the first word, okay?
Okay.
Use the total number of letters in that first name to do this, and I'm going to give you a couple minutes, and I'm going to do the same, okay?
Okay.
It's going to work. I'm so happy. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye, bye,
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
Okay. On that jail call, again, did you recognize the two individuals speaking?
Yes, again, that's Robert Baker speaking with Monica Sementilli.
And she's providing him some type of a code.
Yes,
Call.
yes, I believe it's a phone number.
Okay, thank you.
They have is what you know, you and I already know. And that is
Yeah.
what we're on protocol with that. So,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only thing is, my team tells me that, my team tells me that your reason is not the same as mine, which doesn't make sense to me.
I don't get that. But I
Like,
never gave anybody anything.
no, like, Well, the whole racquetball thing. When I cracked you in the head, I figured I caused you the most.
Yeah, I know that.
But I think, because they're saying, oh, he heard it in the door, and I said, oh, well, I don't know, but I know what I did. I know what happened, so.
No, I didn't. I never said anything. I never told them anything. I never told anybody anything.
They're just lying anyways,
No, I never.
and I don't care.
Yeah, I never told them anything about it. I said I got hit. That's what I said. That's the only thing I said. I said I got hit. Had nothing to do. I didn't even, anyway.
And again, Detective, did you recognize the two individuals that we just heard speaking in that last clip?
Yes, it's Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker.
And in terms of this particular call, does this relate to a subject that you came across in several different phone calls?
Yes.
And what does this relate to?
This relates to the explanation for how Robert Baker's DNA ended up in Monica Sementilli's residence.
Okay. Okay.
Did I tell you that I love you?
Thank you so much. I can't tell you. I'm trying to call you like almost every day.
I'm with you 1,000% there till the end.
I know you are.
Okay? Know that.
I got myself a new little silver ring.
Did you?
Yeah, I got myself a little ring. I'm wearing it on my ring finger.
Oh, hey, listen. Oh, real quick. If we ever get in that same,
This call is being recorded.
I have a way where I'm going to bring a little contraption where I could put I got a little contraption that I made that I could put a string over there to you so we can transfer like paperwork, small shit.
Good. Oh, okay, that's good.
Okay.
If they ever put it
I'll
back.
bring it next time.
Yeah, if they ever put it back there.
Huh?
If they ever put
They
it
what? I know they because they're going to do it. They're going to do it again the next time. I'm sure.
And once again, Detective, did you recognize the two individuals speaking during that clip?
Yes, again, that's Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker.
And what is it that they're talking about regarding a string and a contraption and transferring things back and forth, paperwork?
Robert Baker has got an idea of a way that he can put a kite, basically, on a string and pass it to Monica if and when they're ever put in holding cells next to each other again.
Such as the holding cells in the lockup behind the courtroom when they come to court?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Did I tell you that I love you? I miss you very much.
I miss you too, baby. I talk about you all the time. All the time. I just miss you. Everything. I miss you. I miss kissing you. I miss touching you. I miss hugging you. I miss listening to you. I miss everything.
So yeah, I miss you too, baby. Very much so. Every time I call you, every time I see you, I feel like I'm going to fuck. It's Christmas. I'm all shaved. And, even for a phone call, my hair is done. I'm shaved. And I know you can't see me.
And Detective, did you again recognize the voices?
Yes, again, that's Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker.
Okay.
I miss you very much.
I miss.
Yeah. Did you talk to the team about that blood at the gym? I thought about it. When the time that you hit.
I think you sent, yeah, because I think even the investigator went there and everything. I mean, I said everything a million times over, as clear as I possibly remember and as clear as I possibly know. And I'm not going to lie, so I told them the truth about everything.
So I remember when you hit me, and I tried to go through my head which way I went.
Okay, and again, Detective, do you recognize the voices?
Yes, it's Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker.
Discussing the same type of story that we heard in the a call just 2 prior.
Correct.
Oh my God. Oh, by the way, you need to keep calling me because I read somewhere in the story that you called me your namesake. You have to keep calling me that.
Okay.
That was hot. I love that. Oh.
Which one was it?
This call is being recorded.
That's not quite. What else?
Well, both. You call me Mrs. Baker. You call me Mrs. B.
All right.
A couple of times, and that was like super over beyond.
So we have earned each other. Beyond.
We sure have.
Okay, and in that last field call, once again, did you recognize the voices?
Yes, Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker.
Please collect all the transcripts.
Yes. A time during when you were responsible for the investigation of this case, did you make an appointment for the defense team to review any evidence down at the Central Property Division?
Yes.
Did you also meet with the defense team in my offices across the street at the Hall of Justice?
Objection.
Let me hear the question. I'll rule on it.
In February of 2023 and allow them to go through your entire hard drive with respect to all reports on this case?
Overruled.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions as to this area.
All right. We discussed interrupting the testimony at another time. I want to leave this up to you, Mr. Levine.
Yes.
You can either cross-examine now, or you can wait until the entire testimony is done.
I prefer waiting until she's through with all the direct testimony.
This is it. With that in mind, understand. Well, let me see the sidebar.
I've been told that this particular audio recording in the holding cell is approximately 1 hour and 13 minutes.
And stop the recording time.
Okay.
I am now. Hey, are we okay?
I don't know yet.
Okay. You know they're recording everything, right?
Okay.
So, listen to me. When we get in front of we get together, keep I'm gonna hand you something, okay?
Yeah, me too.
All right, cool.
Me too.
Did you get a letter from me?
Late last night.
All right, cool.
I have something too.
Huh?
I have something.
Okay. Me too.
Okay.
Now, just keep an eye on it, because keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, okay.
Is your? I'm hoping you get bail.
I don't know. Probably not.
I want you to write me. Stay writing me.
Say what?
Continue to write me.
Can't hear you.
Continue to write me. If you don't get out, just write me.
Yes, of course.
Okay? And I've been told not to, but fuck that. I'm writing you. But I'm not going to write about nothing about the case. Nothing.
Okay.
But I want you to read when I write. You'll know. You'll see it.
Okay.
You know me well enough.
The media's up there?
Yes. I'm trying to avoid that.
Oh, it's too late.
What do you mean?
They're all over the news.
Oh, well, I know that. I know that. I know that. I've had a couple of visits. Mr. Stanley came by to see me.
Oh, good.
So I'm not. He wants to take the case for free, but I'm gonna wait.
You should.
I know. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see as it goes. We'll see as it goes. Are your daughters okay?
My daughters are good. I asked them not to come anymore here because I don't want them to hear and see things.
Okay.
But
Good.
my family's probably out there.
Okay. Good. Hey, I love you. Okay.
I know.
I love you. Just know that. Are you okay? Hey, listen, don't take no shit from anybody. Remember, you're in here for a crazy ass thing. Nobody's gonna mess with you.
I know.
Okay. Are they looking out for you in there?
Yeah.
Alright, good. I'm fine where I'm at. I'm okay. Are you playing rummy?
Yeah.
Good for you, baby. Good for you. Hey. I was going to ask you to marry me today. I love you, babe. I love you. Don't forget that. I'm not. I love you. Once you see my letters, you'll know why. All right. So don't stop writing. And another thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to set up a phone line somehow where you can call and leave messages. You can use someone else's booking number and their number to use it because they won't track their number, but they'll track yours. You feel me? Does that make sense?
Okay.
When I get it together, I'll write you and let you know. So just hang strong. And every night, 9 o'clock, I always say I love you. Every night, 9 o'clock, I try my best to reach out with everything I have. Just tell you, I love you. And know that. But I think we should get married. So if you want to have me, and your family doesn't walk away from you, and you can pull her off, just saying.
Yeah.
Read the letter. No, I know, babe. I know. But I need you so strong. Use that brilliant mind of yours. Use that brilliant mind of yours. Keep it together. Remember, we need to find out more and everything. We need to sit and wait and find out more and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just gotta be patient. They're listening, they're watching, and they're digging for anything they could use. Anything.
Yeah.
They were following you that day. I knew they were. I saw it. I saw something. I knew they were following. I saw something weird.
It's been from a long time.
Yeah. You know more than I do, but because huh?
They can hear us.
I know. Yeah, by the way, you did look good today. You look great. And I want you to remember this. The first thing that happened when you saw me and I saw you, what did we do?
I know.
And I put that in the letter.
I know. Really late last night. Sleeping.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I stayed up all night.
You stayed up all night reading it? Oh, I was thinking about you. And I pretty much write every night. And they laugh at me because we were just talking about writing cursive.
Yeah.
That shit is funny. I get picked on all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, hey man, you writing hieroglyphics again? So, but you have my mailing address now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'll try
Somebody else wrote to me from there.
Huh?
Somebody else wrote to me from there.
Who?
I don't know, another inmate. He was bored.
He was bored.
Yeah, he just was writing against anybody.
No, you destroy all that shit.
Huh?
Destroy everything. Do not write anybody you don't know.
Oh, no, I didn't. I put it in, you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. Yeah, just stay on track. Just be strong for me, okay?
I know.
All right. So did the letter cheer you up?
Yeah.
I'm glad. You didn't cry, did you? Okay, good. Then we are on track. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So now that I know that you're at least getting my letters, they're probably photocopying every fucking thing I write you, which is fine. I will guarantee to make you laugh every time. I'll always write you something. So 9 o'clock every night, I'm saying those magic words. So be strong for me, baby. I'm so proud of you. You are, I told you before, you are way stronger than you think you are. You are way stronger. I see it.
I have to be.
You have to be. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't think this would be a bail.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A. Okay, baby. So we stick with the program, okay?
You just wait.
Okay. Yeah. Just stick with the program. Okay? I'm not going anywhere. I'll fight this shit till I can't fucking stand it no more.
Okay.
But before we can fight, we just gotta get all the information. We just gotta find out what the fuck's going on. It's gonna take a minute. So read my letters. Read your books. Think about me. I was gonna do something really crazy, but it would have never made it. I had I love you, baby. You are my strength. Okay? You are my strength. You got it? Hang in there, baby. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna make this work somehow or another. We're gonna figure it out. So how do you like the fruit bar cuisine?
It's killing me.
I know they're probably listening to every word. They're probably sitting right outside the door out for all I know. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. But it does matter. So much stuff I wanted to tell you. I just gotta wait till the right time. Nothing bad. It's already bad and bad. It's not any worse. But there's apparently, I think they're still out there looking for stuff. They're still trying to find something.
I don't know anything yet. I'm waiting for information.
So, yeah. Me too. I am also. I have no idea. The only thing I do know is that this is common knowledge, so it's nothing new. The detective told me that my DNA was found in the house, and I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was fucking shocked.
Until I remembered.
Huh?
So was I until I remembered.
Oh.
I hit you.
Do what?
That I hit you.
Oh, shit. No.
I don't remember. I don't remember if it was that morning or
I remember too.
the day before. I don't remember, but I know that.
Did you tell him that?
Yeah.
Did you tell him that?
Yes.
What the fuck? I didn't even remember. I told him that I got hit in the hand. I said, playing racquetball. I told him that. And because they asked me about the scar, and I said, I got hit in the gym. No one. Okay, got it.
I remember that, and that's the only way I can think that your today would be there.
Say that again?
That's the only way I can think of that you're.
That's the only way it could have happened. It's the only way it could have happened. It kind of makes sense now. Okay.
I can't talk to my family or my kids about it either. We're on the phone. We don't discuss anything about the case.
No, you can't.
Nothing.
No, you can't. You're smart. You can't. And that's going to be our rule too. Okay?
Okay.
It keeps us safe. Keeps us safe. Keeps us safe. We both know this is chaos. This is just over the top. We both know that. So we just gotta weather the storm, and back each other, and just do what we do. That's it. Do what we do. They were playing music on the bus today.
Yeah. Do you have a safe under your door?
No, wait till you see me. Yeah, I do, but don't send anything, because if you miss, just wait. Okay, just wait. Just wait. I'm sure we'll be in the same proximity. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. And if for some odd reason you can't get it to me, mail it, okay?
Yeah, that's already in there.
All right. So somehow reason we can't do this, I'll mail it to you, and you mail it to me.
Okay.
Is this it? Only if it's good, it's safe.
Do you go to the Twin Towers first, or are you going to go straight back?
I'll go straight to Wayside from here. I'll go straight back to Wayside. They're just letting us talk so they can pick out information, because there's no reason for us to be sitting up there so long.
Yeah.
How long was your interview with them? With the detectives, how long was it?
Short.
Mine was real short. Very short. As soon as they said my shit was there, I'm like, oh, I'm done talking. That was it. I think you'll see, I don't know if you saw the letter, you might have said, I think they put an informant in the cell with me. When we first got to Van Nuys, remember that black guy that was standing beside me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was an informant. He was trying to get information. I'm like, dude, I'm like, man, you're talking to the wrong guy because I don't know shit. I don't know shit. He's like, oh, man, this sounds crazy. Man, I said, I wish I knew because I don't know what the fuck's going on. And that was the end of that.
Oh, I don't know why it's taking so long.
Because they want us to continue talking. It's just hella convenient for us to be this close together, you know? Which I don't mind. I would like to thank them for that. Because I appreciate it. But, you know, none we can talk about because we ain't talking about nothing. But it's just funny how that shit works. But it's okay. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get for now. My attorney says they're going to photocopy every piece of mail we send out. I pretty much know. So she might have mentioned little shit here and there. Nothing big. You know, nothing big. And that's when I said, you know, again, you know, what brings us all here? What's the real deal? And he said, well, your DNA and stuff. Don't say nothing. Anyway, and I said, I'm a lawyer, and that was the end of it. That was it.
We're gonna get so much trouble if we're talking.
No, I'm just telling you what they said. I'm not. We're not talking about anything about the case. I'm just telling you, you know what they said. That's the extent of it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, anything else they said, they're lying.
Yeah.
Were you shocked?
Yeah.
You should know me by now.
I was, because I didn't think.
They lied to you, babe. They lied to you. And they're going to continue to lie. The only one who's not going to lie to you is me. I won't lie to you. Okay? I'm all in like I've been. Not changing anything. I will stick with this. I'm stick by you, no matter what kind of shit they're trying to throw at us. I'm here. I ain't going anywhere. 9 o'clock every fucking day. Besides 9 o'clock, I do more than that. But 9 o'clock is our time. But every other time, I'm still thinking. I'm still reaching out. You have no idea. I was worried sick. I was getting sick, worrying about you. I couldn't stop thinking and wanting to write and just anything. Today is sort of like a rebirth. You know what I mean? You kind of know what I mean? Yeah. It's a rebirth. It's a rebirth of strength. It's like different. It's different. It's different. It's not even like anything. Because we're sharing something so intense, and it makes it different. It's weird. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. It just makes it different and stronger to be in such, what's the word, insurmountable odds, and still look, it's still there. So let that mean something, babe. Let that mean something. You're still here. So I'm sure when you got that letter, you were so relieved.
It was. I didn't know anything.
Now you know. And now you know what? I ain't going nowhere. And I'm not changing a thing. I'm going to be here for you, one way or another. You know. So, know that ain't shit changing. Okay?
Okay.
So my plan my plan was, and I was like, should I do this? Should I not? So, and there would be too much going on because there was a couple things I needed to do. But I wanted to get on my knees real quick and say, would you marry me? While we were out there. I was going to do it really fast because that's how strongly I feel. I'm not a marriage type of guy, but for you, and under these circumstances, no. Anyway, now you know. So that's how much, much I love you. And the love has always been there, but now after all this, it's different. It's different love, baby. It's different. It's different. Something different. It's bigger. It's bigger, baby. It's bigger. And now that you know, because I know you didn't hear from me in 2 weeks, because I couldn't get a hold of you, obviously. But now that you know, don't you ever falter on me, okay?
Okay.
All right.
How did you get my booking number?
So now you know.
How did you get my booking number?
Huh?
How did you find my booking number?
Because I'm smart. I'm very smart, babe. I'm very smart. I have my ways. Believe me, if there's a will, there's a way.
Well, I had ways too, but I couldn't because I'm not supposed to be asking about you.
Oh, fuck that. I'm asking about you. Fuck that. I'm asking about you. Alright. I ain't gonna do you. Even under the worst, I'm never gonna drop the ball. I'm not doing it. I got you. So, let's just see what happens. See what happens. I'm glad you told me about that other little thing. I'm glad. That makes sense.
I
Motherfuckers.
just want to see what all this stuff is. I want to see it. I need to see it or I won't believe it.
Say that again?
I want to see what all this stuff is.
Yeah, me too. Me too. From what I've gathered, this is what I did gather from my attorney. They said that apparently this so-called DNA has been found as of 15 February. From what was read to me.
Yeah.
So whatever the fuck they've been doing this shit for a while, and I was shocked to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, man. Thinking. I got it. And don't be scared to get you a notebook, like a sketch, not a sketch pad, a notebook, just for your case information.
Yeah.
Keep notes on stuff that's pertinent. Keep notes on everything that you think of, because you may forget. I'm doing it too.
Yeah, that's why he's trying to give us a private room so he can share stuff, documents with me.
Who?
My lawyer.
Yes. When is that going to happen?
Well, I don't know, hopefully soon because we've always been like on the phone, like behind the glass.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get us a private room because we're going to have to go over a lot of stuff he said.
Yep.
And I want copies of all of it.
Well, the problem is, if you have it, they have access to it too. The inmates might get it or some shit like that. So keep only what you need.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Keep what you need. Only what you need. Apparently, I'm told they've been doing a lot of listening.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So I'm not sure what it was they're listening to. I have no idea, but who cares? Right now, I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm saying this much. It's way. Anyway, it's way better than I thought it was. It's better than I thought it was. It could have been a lot worse. I'll tell you that. Me just playing in my head. So, I'll leave it like that. So let's leave it like that. It could have been worse. It could have been even more disaster. So let's just keep it together. Just keep it together. A lot of this will come clear once we get all the info. It'll get a lot more clear. Hang on, can you tell the difference in my voice for going? Can you hear? Let me see. Hang on. Does it sound different from here? That's because I'm kneeling.
You're kneeling?
I'm kneeling down.
Why?
Why do you think? Why do you think?
I don't know. Why are you kneeling?
I'm kneeling because I'm looking up at your cell. I'm looking at you to say something. I'm kneeling right now for you. My plan was to do it out there, but it might get busy. I told you. I would be proud. Very proud. So just know that. Would you? Oh, I can hear you too. You're right there. Is that you and that little fan right there? Can you hear me? I know, I hear you like crystal clear.
I was sitting down.
Oh, I can hear you really good. So, is that a yes?
I wish more than anything else.
It would be my honor, babe. My honor. It would be my honor. And I mean that with everything I have. So if there's a way we can do this, we should do it if we can. You never know what tomorrow will bring, you know? But it would be my honor. I think I would be the luckiest man in this world. So, I love you, and it would be mine. So, know that. So I assume that's a yes, and we're just gonna make this shit work one way or another. So, I think I'm gonna get my little tattoo now. On my, you know, remember we talked about that little finger thing?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna work on that. It's my next project. So I'm gonna get a big ass M right there until we actually do this. You okay with that? I'm maybe gonna fly and see your feet.
Yeah?
Yes, I can.
Are you laying out?
I am laying on the floor and I'm looking at your cute feet. Right here.
My baby.
That's another first for me. That's another first. Wow, look at those pretty nails. Look at you, babe. That's awesome. I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing to you. You know?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Let me see.
I wouldn't do it. I
No.
wouldn't do it. It's all on camera.
It's gonna be on camera, yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Hang on. It's gotta be a way though. Hang on. Is all your stuff?
I have this
What is it?
for you.
What is it?
The letter.
Okay. I'm gonna try something. Don't do anything. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. know, make this work.
Because if they see us passing something, they're gonna take it.
Yeah, let's wait. We'll just wait just to be sure. Okay, let me just look that. Okay. So yeah, put some toilet paper on you so your face doesn't touch the ground. You hear me? Put some toilet paper down. Alright, at least we can see you a little while. There we go. You got some cute feet. I know that walk anywhere. I know that walk anywhere. That's my walk. That's my girl's walk. See, I can live with this. There you go. Oh, my baby. Look at her. You know what? This is worth more than $1 million. You know that? You look so good, baby. You look so fucking good. Did you ever think that we would resort to doing this shit? We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it, baby. We're gonna be fine.
Can you read my lips?
A little bit. We flip around. Turn the other way so I can see the other way. Do you have room here? What'd you say? I heard the first 3 parts. Can't get that last part. I can't see the lyrics backwards. Fuck. Shit.
It's okay. It's alright.
It's important. It's important. Can you turn the other one? I can't because there's a wall right here.
What do you mean?
Let's see if I can get closer. Alright.
If I whisper, would that be okay or no?
Yes. No.
I think.
Really?
It's not for sure. He doesn't know.
You're right?
Uh-huh.
You know, who told me something? I'm trying to remember who told me. Visit?
Huh?
Visit? Like,
I don't know. That's the problem here.
gotcha.
And I can't put anything in a letter, so.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
That's the only thing that I. Or, encrypted texts.
Who's?
Both, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
What we doing?
No, I know. That's why.
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. We'll figure it out.
I just wanted to tell you as much as I. No.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that you would know more. I knew that because I don't know shit.
But just know what's read to me on those papers. It's the same ones as you.
Well, what they read was they said it was a figure or figures in the video. So they saw. They didn't say what or nothing. They didn't say it was anybody or anything. Got it. What? That's retarded.
So that's how retarded this is, what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's retarded.
They need to find these people because
It's retarded. Yeah, okay.
just because we fell in love does not make us criminals.
No, I know. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. But, you know, when this thing kicked off and it started happening, you know, I said, watch, they're going to try to do something with me because I'm an easy target. I'm an easy target.
Yeah.
I know it. But you are so way off. They are so way off. It's insane.
They thought.
Oh.
But I wasn't.
You and I both. You and I, they think they can just manipulate us into anything.
No, deals.
Mm-mm.
No, none.
Mm-mm. I'm with you, okay? I'm with you. That's my baby.
I think they're going to separate our trials.
I can't figure it out. And it should be like that because one has nothing to do with nothing anyway.
No, but if there's more evidence,
we just gotta wait and see what's coming in.
except our affair.
Right. I'm not saying anything anyway. My arraignment attorney, he said to me, this motherfucker asked me, he goes, well, did you? I said, what the fuck? I looked at him, I said, how the fuck you gonna ask me some shit like that?
Yeah, because they make it look so, what's the word? Oh, now I see better. They make it look so good, like it's, oh, this is it, case closed.
Yeah.
They twist everything.
Every fucking thing. Everything. Apparently, I can't remember what was said, but they tracked phones. Did you know that? Huh? Oh, you did? But that's, again, we're not denying we're not denying that part. We're not denying that. There's no denying that, but that doesn't make us. Naked.
Where? I don't know, but they have all the pictures. That's why I don't want my children at this trial. And worse.
Wait a minute. Did you see it? understand. It just shows that we were, fucking up this stuff. Okay. I didn't know what happened. That's what the one that was on you. That's what happened. I think. I don't know. We'll find out. Anything else? Not that I know of, there's nothing. I don't know.
I'm just gonna take a 2-minute break here.
Okay.
Cause my knees. This is fucking crazy.
But even with that, still this, that doesn't.
No, I know, but I just, it's very scandalous, so.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Oh, only that part. It's not, that's nothing. But when they're wrong about the other shit, we just gotta wait to see, just gotta see everything. Just gotta wait and see everything. Gotta tell everything. So just hang in here, okay? Okay? I love you, babe. Love you. Okay? I love you. It ain't gonna change. And they're lying about I don't want to talk to motherfuckers, which I didn't. I won't. That shit was cut short. Nothing. I corroborated, yeah, close. We were close. And you told me very little about anything other than what I saw on the news and shit. That was it. And after that, I cut it off. I was done. They brought me back to myself. Came back with a camera, took pictures of my scars, on my back and my hands. Asked where they came from. And at that time, only thing I remember at the time was the time that you and I got into it, and you hit me with the racket.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't tell him that. I just told him I got hurt at the gym. I didn't even think about it until you just said it just now. And I told him I heard it when working on my car also. And that was it. And then it disappeared because I didn't want to talk to him anymore. The whole thing, 15 minutes. So we'll see. Okay. We'll be okay. Just wait when it comes in. I just want to look at you.
Sorry.
You look so good. I love you, babe. I'm all in. I've been all in. I will take my heart to the grave with me. I mean, we'll figure it out. Okay? I will write you, try to talk to you. I will figure this shit out. We'll find out. Just gotta be patient. Stay patient.
I think our
At least I get to see you. Here we are, two grown ass people laying on the fucking floor. I am so happy that you got that shit yesterday. That it cheered you up. You don't know how I rushed that letter trying to get it to you. But I rushed it. You know, it's what I said many times. If you didn't hear from me, it didn't happen.
Me too.
Shit.
Me too. I didn't believe him. I said, you're lying.
Yeah, I mean, my conversation didn't last that long. They got rid of me quick when I said, yeah. I cut it off short. You know, he started saying shit when I was walking down the hallway. I just ignored it. Whatever, dude. I'm like, man, I don't know, I got nothing to say. I need to find out, so I need to find out my way what's going on, because I don't believe anything you guys are talking about anyway. You know? Yeah, but they weren't being too rude to me, because they know I'm not going to fall for it, but they like you said, they
Oh, they tried.
just to get anything.
They said all this bullshit, like, gave the phone and all this stuff. I said, well, I don't believe that.
I gave you what? I gave you my phone? Oh, I said that?
Yeah. And I said, I thought this might work.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
That conversation didn't go that far.
I knew it.
Okay, you would have said that shit, I'd have said, man, or I don't know how to talk. They never made it even to first base, I'm telling you. Because they were trying to do it. They were trying. On yours. Yeah. Oh.
I said the same thing. The truth. I found it.
No. Hang on.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
It was left to you. Escaped. And then they asked me, so maybe you left it, I don't know. Okay. Just say.
I can't say it.
Just say, out the leafy out. In the car, in the truck, we cleaned it. Yeah, when you cleaned it, because remember you cleaned it out, take it back, then you find it there.
Yeah.
But I remember you mentioned, you said you thought you found an extra phone. It might have been mine. You asked me, was it
That
mine?
was a while ago, too, right?
Yeah, because you cleaned out when you cleaned out the truck.
Yeah.
You asked me, was it my phone? I'm like, well, let me just, swallow it and give it to you later. Might have been that one I was looking for. Got it. So, that the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
What? The one thing I said to the detective, I said to him, I said, somewhere in you. I mean, it's not a bad thing, it doesn't show you. He said to me, he said, which is true. To me, they were fine. They were cool. The one you. And I said, everything was hunky-dory. And he goes, it wasn't. I'm like, well, and I said, well, I wasn't privy. I don't know. So to me, you feel good. So they're trying to play games. They're trying to play games. I just wasn't having it. So, I don't care what was said and all that bullshit. I don't care what they said. That's, you got nothing to say. Yeah, I had nothing to say. So, you might want to move your body further back so the wind doesn't kick it. So, we just wait, babe. We just wait. See everything that comes in. It sounds like they may have cracked our phones or some shit, which is not a big deal. I don't care. It's nothing for us to worry about because it has nothing to do with it. So, it's just taking pieces of information that make it look like something.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing. I had 1, 2, 3 Google numbers. Who cares about it? So we'll just wait and see. I can't get you out of my head. I feel awesome and I'm joyful. And I feel joyful and relieved. So I'm okay. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's crazy how this is. Meaning, how you can have these feelings. And it's true feelings. It's not, it's just true feelings. And it's good. It makes me feel like there's such thing as love. Not lust. It's love. And that's what this is. Now you know, so never.
Do you hear what I said?
It's good. You're quiet. Stupid as that shit sounds. We all we have. We all we have. You don't care. I don't need it.
Yeah.
What's your mom saying?
They support me. I'm sure they're very disappointed, but they want to get me out because they know I don't belong here.
And you do it.
I said the same thing. 100% not.
This is about as life changing as it gets. But I'm strong. I'm okay. I'm really strong now. After today, that's all that's good. So, wow. So Mrs. Baker, this is scary.
I'm not done yet.
This is fucking scary.
I'm telling you.
I'm not even talking about the case, I'm talking about us.
I know. I'm telling you. Just before I got that, I crumpled up a little ball in my garage and sent you a message.
This shit's crazy.
Could you read already?
Yeah, I read it. I'm speechless. It sounds like I wrote myself.
Okay, this was in there. Do you read it? Look. This was in there.
What is it?
It's your paper.
What does it say?
Public defender phone number.
I already took everything. Just give it to me later in one meeting.
Okay, I'm gonna finish reading.
Okay. If not, I'll get it on somewhere else.
Resting?
Say it.
I said, are you resting?
No, I'm standing by the door. Just waiting for you to finish reading.
I'm done.
What you laughing at?
Where are you?
Oh, yeah. Okay. You laughing at? It's scary, isn't it? I could be sick like this, and
I don't know, but I almost had a heart attack. Yesterday, last night, 10:30 at night.
when you got a letter.
And I was already sleeping with it in my bra, with a piece of paper, which I took out now because I knew I was going to hand you something else today.
That's crazy. It's just unimaginable. It's everything's. It's just meant to be. It's insane. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's insane. I'm reading a letter. It's like I'm reading my own shit. You reading your own shit. It's the same fucking thing. So, you know, it's one way or another day it's going to be okay. You'll be okay. Maybe it's going to be a battle. Hopefully, we're smart. We're very smart. Look at this. We're pulling off miracles right now. You said that in a chance that we might be able to speak and we might be able to get the letter. We're speaking, we're looking at each other, and we're just, you know, it's good. We make it work. We always do. We always do. We're gonna make it work. We just gotta find everything.
Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of reading tonight again.
Me too. I got it.
You had to stash up. That was the first one I wrote because I didn't know I could.
Yeah, you did. Now you know how to do it. Good. You got a crash course today on how to do a lot of shit.
Because I was told not to.
I was told the same thing. But as long as we're not talking about, you know, shit ain't no fun. You know, they're going to tell us not to anyway, because they think that, you know, the way I understood it was, no matter what we write or we talk or we call, you or your attorney will get a copy of everything.
Yeah.
So you can make 1,000, like one guy in my dorm, he says he made 4,000 phone calls. They recorded it about it. And my lawyer said she has to listen to every one of them. So I'm not on the phone, so I'm not worried about that. And I already told her I'm calling. Once she sees the letters, you know, Like this one, they won't see because we passed directly. But everything that goes through the system, they photocopy and send it to the detectives. Which I don't care. You know, I mean, when I tell them something they don't know already, you know. So let them get an eyeful. It's fun. As long as we don't talk about anything dealing with this whole shit, we're fine. girl was gonna kill me. just get ready to do. And we help our kids. We help do what we can to figure this thing out.
Transcripts. And looking at the clock, we'll take our adjournment at this